studio. Win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Chiefs. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 6 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. It was another memorable night in Music City.
Allen under center. Sneaking. I don't know.
He did not make that.
I do not know. Let's see where they spot it.
He did not make that.
The Titans think they have stopped it. Let's wait. Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appears.
They got it. They got it. They did it. They did it. Yes. Not yes. Not yes. Hell yes.
That was Coach Mack speaking for an entire fan base last night when Buffalo's Josh Allen stopped on that fourth down quarterback sneak in the final seconds. Titans defeated the Bills 34-31 on Monday Night Football at a raucous Nissan Stadium. Derrick Henry once again put the Titans on his back, rushing for 143 yards on 20 carries and 3 touchdowns, including a 76-yard score. Ryan Tannehill, 18 of 29 passing for 216 yards. A.J. Brown, despite suffering from a case of food poisoning, led the Titans with 7 catches for 91 yards. Titans now 4-2 on the season with a 2-game lead in the AFC South. They'll host Kansas City on Sunday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Ball for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by all Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Tannehill goes straight to a knee. The Bills do not appear to be using the timeout.
That's it, Mike.
Let's see if he's going to do it. What a stop. And the best team in the AFC has taken a big L in Music City tonight. What a win on Monday Night Football for the Tennessee Titans, scoring the last 10 points of the evening to knock off the Buffalo Bills, stopping them at the 2-yard line on 4th and short. Final score, Tennessee 34, Buffalo 31, as the Titans on Monday Night Football in front of a packed house get it done again.
That's how it sounded last night as the Titans really took a stranglehold in the division with another win and playing the role of the Georgia Bulldogs of the past, the Buffalo Bills, who heard all week that they were the best team in the league.
Yeah.
And at a lot of occasions last night looked that part. But in the end, they leave Nashville yet again with an L, and the Titans are 4-2 with the big win that they needed, and a very improbable win when you think about who was available to them down the stretch in that game and the way the injury bug hit them throughout the football game, losing Lawan, losing Batson and Caleb Farley for the year to torn ACLs.
For the year?
That's what I see. Report is Caleb Farley, Cam Batson for torn ACLs. Schaefer's telling is.
I saw it happen like his knee, Farley.
Yeah.
I didn't think it tore. I thought it just quickly hyperextended.
I knew it was bad because he stayed down and held on to it. So we said yesterday, and Mike Key said as well, look, you're always going to have to play perfect to win this game.
Yeah.
And they didn't. But the Bills didn't either. The one thing that you look at is you needed them not to play well if you weren't going to play really well. And some guys played awfully well. The one thing that I think that really stands out about last night, and every Titans fan had to have been able to see this, despite some of the problems that you have with the personnel, the effort was off the charts. Like, everybody on this team galvanized. Everybody on this team showed out and gave everything they had. You didn't see any kind of performances where you're like, well, was Vic Beasley really going full speed here? No, this team wanted it. They felt like at some point, I think they felt like they could match up a bit and just irritate Josh Allen, which they did last year as well. Now, Allen's really good, and you could see that he was really good. He also missed 2 guys where he couldn't get the ball to either Sanders or Diggs wide open 3 or 4 different times during this game because the Titans put enough pressure on him just to make him uncomfortable and make him get rid of the ball before he wanted to. There were at least a couple of touchdowns that were left on the board because he felt like he had to get the ball out of his hands faster. Mm-hmm. But Derrick Henry was Derrick Henry. I saw Jason McIntyre of Fox Sports, who's a colleague. Look, he works on the weekends just like I do. He was actually the very first interview I did on the 6 o'clock show that I was doing here. And he's kind of a hot take guy. And he said, boy, you know, the Bills have done really good on Derrick Henry except for the 76-yard touchdown. I'm like, yeah, but that counts, Jason.
That does count.
Like, that's the same thing as, I mean, that's how the league is won, explosive plays. And Derrick Henry is the master of explosive plays. You may get 15 to 18 carries of him where he's getting 3 yards a carry because you will take him down a lot before he can get to the second level. But if you bust a 76 and a 24 or whatever like that, all of a sudden he's still looking around 150 yards. Mm-hmm. He finishes with 3 tubs, just under 150, right?
Yeah, it was.
And look, we've sitting here and talk about and went through the MVP, the way that it sits in Vegas. And I do think that there are a couple of quarterbacks that you place above them, but just a couple. Nobody can argue that an individual could possibly be more valuable to their team than he is in terms of the way he runs. Protection issues aside.
Yeah.
What he's out there to do, run the ball, score touchdowns, move the chains, get first downs, demoralize the defense, all of that. He does that to a degree that you just don't see very often. And so last night the Titans get the win. They hold off a 4th down call that I'm sure Buffalo radio is going to be fun today, trying to describe that. I like the decision personally. I didn't love the play call itself because if you've watched the Titans, as we have for the last handful of years especially, they do this. They get goal line stands all the time if you run directly at them. And you saw Simmons get penetration, make the play. But it was a huge win. A huge win in a spot where the entire country was watching. And I don't think that it means that the Bills are paper tigers. I don't think it means anything other than on this night the Titans got the win. And this is what Coach Vrabel does. It doesn't matter who the opponents are, Mon. You can lose to the Jets. You can beat the Bills. You can somehow lose to the Jags. You can lose to terrible teams. But then you can beat the best team in the league. It's happened over and over and over again. So that's why I love that I don't gamble for a living.
Yeah. Exactly. And so I don't know who was it that said it yesterday. I kept hearing it 2 times. I really didn't make a note of who was saying it. But with all the money coming in on the Bills, it was like, well, Vegas is going to build a new casino out of it because that's what Vegas does. Mm-hmm. They are not going to pay out that much money for people that believe in a team winning like that. Last night to me showed this. If you move Josh Allen around, if you make him flush him out and you got pressure up the front, we saw T.R. Tart put pressure on him to where he couldn't get out and make a pass the way he wanted to. That pressure pushes him back to where he couldn't see downfield. That was huge for them, man, as far as throwing him off his spot. The highlight of the game to me, Derrick Henry does what Derrick Henry does. But I said this in our group chat as we was texting last night. The rush of this Titans team last night, pass rush, was unlike anything I've seen since I've been covering this team. The pass rush up front was insane. Harold Landry got home early. Mm-hmm. They moved him around the pocket early. They were getting penetration. They were tipping his hand. Danico had a tip, I feel like. Landry had a sack. They were all in his face the entire night, i.e. game 1. When you ask, how do you get to this team? I think it was Coach Mack that said it last week when we had him on. You got to beat the triangle. That's what they did. They beat the guard center guard.
And they weren't dialing up blitzes, Mon. This wasn't blitzing all night long. This was getting home with less guys than you thought you would need to get to this guy.
I would say they were dropping a D lineman, it looked like, and sending a linebacker too. So they were disguising some stuff. I said it like they were lighting him up last night, and I had a fan tweet at me. It was like, no, don't jinx it. I'm just stating the fact. That was the plan. Vrabel and Shane Bowen were just going to light him up, and I think that's the recipe when you're going up against a guy like Josh Allen, who's that good. He is that good, man, and that's what you got to do. again, it's a copycat league. They've gone on in 4 games. They had a 4-game winning streak. And I'm sure when you got an extra day, you break down every single thing. The more time, the more film you get out there, the more of a way people can break down your weaknesses. And it seems to me that if you get Josh Allen uncomfortable, make him move around, get his eyes looking directly in front of him and not down the field, that's how you win games. And that's what the Titans did last night. Everybody played a part in it, from the run stoppers on the Titans defensive line to the outside rushers also. And then again, I think it was Buck that tweeted out last night, or somebody commented on one of his posts and said, Danico Autry, biggest offseason signing for the Titans. I think that to be true now.
Yeah, for sure
right now.
Yeah, for sure right now. I mean, you ain't going to say Jackrabbit.
No, you can't mention him right now.
Not going to talk about him. And Bud, we haven't seen him fully healthy yet.
Yeah.
And I still don't think he's fully healthy. But he did show up a couple times last night.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely – I'm not sure. I'll look at his snaps here in a minute. But he was out there a good bit. But Danico has made a couple of key plays.
Mm-hmm.
He almost won you the Jets game.
He did.
By just, I guess, putting the fear of somebody into Zach Wilson into going out of bounds on that play instead of trying to challenge him. Like he's been great. And he was great again. I just think that last night was a situation where the effort was off the charts and where, as it was tight late,
mm-hmm.
you just started to feel like it was one of those nights again for the Tennessee Titans organization where they have 1 or 2 wins a year that you're like, man, how did they do that? And then they have 1 or 2 losses a year where you're like, how in the world did they do that? But today it's a Victory Tuesday. The telephone number is 615-737-1045. You got the Chiefs coming up on Sunday. There's a lot. There's positives, there's negatives that you're going to be able to take from all of these games. The injuries suck. There's nothing else to say about that.
Right.
It's good to see the update that Lawan was walking around apparently out there, but him not moving on the field, that's always very frightening, especially when you saw Darrell Taylor the night before and what happened with Seattle. But at least you could see him talking. Like the angle the Skycam had, you could see him talking, so that's good. But if he's evaluated for a concussion, I don't know what the chances are he can play on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
But you did enough. You did what you had to do. 20 carries for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. And we'll look at his season numbers as we move along. But it's your time to react. We will have Emily Proud from WKRN much later on in the program, but we're leaving it up to you to join us and tell us what's on your mind. How did this happen? Where were you? Were you in the seats? How was the crowd? All of those things. 615-737-1045. The Titans are 4-2. So are the Bills. We'll do our power rankings as well. And I'm having real difficulty with that today, just trying to decipher this. Seems like the NFC all of a sudden has teams I like better than the AFC. And I did not think that was going to be the case coming into this season.
Yeah.
But you just look at it right now, they seem to be the teams that keep winning, and the AFC are just beating each other around. And it's hard to tell who's good and who's not. 615-737-1045. We start with your phone calls when we come back as we react to a 34-31 Titans win over the Bills. It's JMart and Ramon here on 104.5 The Zone.
The Titans showed the country what they can do by taking care of the Bills on Monday Night Football.
Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appeared.
We got it! They got it! They did it! They did it! Yes! Not yes! Not yes! Hell yes!
Talk about it all day today on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's JMart. Here's a few questions you should ask yourself. Is your heating system ready for the colder weather? Hey, man, we're wearing pants, not shorts now on the way into the studio. The heat has actually been on over the last few days in my house. Is it around 10 years old? I found out my upstairs is about 17 years old. Is it providing the best possible air quality for your home? I sure hope so. If it's time to replace your heating system, your friends, my friends at Lee Company, making that easier than ever, I want you to call today. Take advantage of Lee Company's exceptional HVAC financing offer. They are offering right now special financing for up to 60 months or up to $1,250 off on select high-efficiency systems. Again, 60 months special financing or up to $1,250 off select high-efficiency systems. And that's going to save you not only up front, but on the back end, because the higher efficiency it is, the less money it's going to cost you because it's not working overtime to actually keep your home warm. Call Lee Company today. Learn all about their current special financing and service special offers. 615-567-1000 is the telephone number. 567-1000, or visit them online at leecompany.com/promotions.
Mike Keith back with you. My good friend Gary Ashton recently told me that people walk up to him all the time and say, don't sell without the intel, because it's true. Now is a fantastic time to sell in Nashville, but you can't do it without the intel. And no one has
Spring Hill, 65 northbound before 840. An accident's been moved to the right shoulder. Use caution. Fairview, Highway 96 west of 40. We've got reports of a crash. Antioch, 24 westbound before Harding Place. There's an accident on the left shoulder. And South Hamilton Road near Clarksville Pike. We've got an accident. This report brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. COVID hospitalizations of young people have tripled since the start of summer. So talk to your doctors if you've got vaccine questions. We can do this. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Oh, hell. Bow down to the game.
Tannehill gives Henry on the right side. There he goes. 25-30, 35-40,
That's
50,
it.
40,
That's
30,
it.
20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 76 yards. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Titans.
That's getting something going.
One of many highlights in a thriller last night. Just a great game. At least you're going to stay up on Monday Night Football. It pays off. Like, we do an early morning show and we get up early. And we knew we were coming in here on much less sleep. That's why I'm double fisting coffee and there's a traveler in the studio. So I got like 6 cups coming my way. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, we're dragging a bit.
But it's easier to do it when it's not 45-3, right?
Yeah.
Let's just take you behind the curtain. If it was 45-3, we would have watched a lot of this via highlights this morning. But this game you couldn't look away from. It was great to the end. So Derrick Henry does it again.
20 rushes.
Yep, and they were able to utilize him a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at another comment. Like I was kind of going off on McIntyre's comment. Not him, but that comment. Again, somebody's like, that means you got 67 yards on the other 18 carries. Who cares? Who cares? Adrian Peterson was the same way. Barry Sanders was the same way. All these guys, a lot of them had 2-yard gains, minus 2-yard gain,
right.
85-yard touchdown run, and they would end up with 100-some yards. Like, you can't ding him for that.
Or it's like, man, y'all won the game because you hit a lucky bank shot. I hit it.
He also ran 21.3 miles per hour via next-gen stats on that touchdown.
21.8, that's moving.
I saw this tweeted from, I'm not sure who it came from, and I've already lost it, but nobody at his size has ever run that fast. It's kind of nuts. Like when he gets up to full speed, like what he does, he's different. There are a couple players in the NFL that are just different, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're the 2 MVP candidates that I love right now the most. It's Lamar who would get my vote right now.
Yeah.
And then you can look at some other quarterbacks, but I'm gonna do something else today. I'm gonna say it's Lamar and it's Derrick Henry 1 and 2 for me because they're just different. What they do, you just can't duplicate for whatever reason. They're intangible stuff. Mm-hmm. They're tangible stuff that you can see. I'm going to give Derrick Henry a little bit more love than the rest of the national media, even though I do think that the MVP being a quarterback award, because of the amount of time that the quarterback has the ball in his hands and how much is on the shoulders, it's hard to be as valuable as a quarterback. But I'm going to give Henry his flowers today, because of what he did last night and the way that when they needed him, he gave him a couple of big runs. And outside of that, he played within himself, and they were able to actually manage his snaps a little bit better, and they got the win. Not in spite of him, but as usual, with kind of him carrying them when they needed, because I didn't think Tannehill was great until he and A.J. Brown kind of found it together in the second half. There were a couple of times where I thought 17 flat out missed big-time completions down the field.
Feet weren't set.
And the interception was completely on him.
Yep.
Because he just misread the situation down the field. But, like, it's hard to say, but I think you can loop them all in. I think Lamar, and I think Kyler, and I think Dak Prescott and Henry, those 4 guys, you can make an argument for any of them right now. And I still think Josh Allen's right there. But fresh off of what I saw last night, fresh off the numbers and what it looks like Derrick Henry could do, assuming that he stays healthy throughout the rest of the season, I'm gonna be cup half full guy today in Nashville and say that I just think Derrick Henry deserves all the flowers that we can give him right now.
Oh, yeah, you got to give it to him, but it's this also. It is a quarterback league, and we know that to be true, Jay. The thing is about that, is he one of a top candidate for MVP? Yes, he should. He should be 100%. The thing about quarterback versus everybody else, okay? Even when it comes down to the Heisman Trophy, even when it comes down to that, it's easy to pick a quarterback because they control everything about the game. Derrick Henry can control if he's getting blocking up front, if he just busts through people the way he did. I think they got 2 more primetime games. It may be a Thursday night game. No, Sunday versus at the Rams. You have that one. And then you have Thursday against the 49ers. Put on national games like that, showing out, that sparks the conversation even more. That's how you gain more attention. Last night was huge for him as far as this conversation goes. I'll say this. There's, hands down, nobody in the league right now, no running back that's even close to him.
No.
Not even.
No.
If you like, even Kamara is having a down year.
Well, one of the big things that makes him different, Moan, is, and I want to say this really softly, and then I see all the calls, and we're going to get to you. So just hang with us. Here's the thing. He just doesn't get hurt. And it's like Dalvin Cook. I know. And I'm saying it softly. I'm not trying to will this into existence. You guys hear me. Think about this. Dalvin Cook's missed a game this year. Nick Chubb is out.
McCaffrey.
Kareem Hunt is out for weeks.
Chubb was just out.
McCaffrey is always out.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the best backs in the league, the ones that you put near the top of the list, almost all of them. I think Joe Mixon barely has played all the games this year. He's been hurt. All these dudes are getting hurt year after year after year. And Derrick Henry's just Mr. Reliable. Doesn't even matter that he has more carries than everybody else and all this kind of stuff. Like I at some point last night, every time I see him run, I'm waiting to see him get back up because it's the NFL and we've seen this happen.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I vocalized this out loud in an empty room last night after Abby and CG went to bed. Some point in the fourth quarter, I just said out loud, I'm going to stop thinking he's ever going to get hurt.
Yeah.
Because it's so ridiculous in a league where dudes drop like flies at that position that he just continues to be available to the Tennessee Titans week in and week out. It's nuts, Moan.
The extension of my career, 100%, Jay. Best ability, availability. That's all I'll say about that. Best ability is availability, man. 100% in this league.
Eric in Nashville is up first on Reaction Tuesday.
Come
Eric,
on,
go right
Eric.
ahead.
And durability, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah, first of all, guys, I love Coach Mack. Love Coach Mack and his calls. He has me cracking up. Just, it's amazing. I tell you what, this team, last night's game was a roller coaster, just like his team. From awful loss to the Jets to last night's big win. It's just, you just never know what you're going to get with this team. I tell you what, and also I think Mike Vrabel's watched some old films of home run pullback when he tried that pass pull it for what he did last night.
Yeah, didn't quite work, but like Charles, Eric, like Charles Barkley always says, the operation was a success, but the patient died.
Yeah. But yeah, I tell you what, guys, just defensively, even though we had issues last night, still when we need to make big plays, we made them when we needed to. The first 2 drives, holding them to field goals was huge. Also, the thing definitely that hurt was that helmet-to-helmet by Long on Josh Allen, where we had him stopped, and then they go down the field, score a touchdown. And right before that half, getting that touchdown wide open to Beasley off. And I saw the coaches talking to Jackrabbit Jenkins on the sideline. I don't know what the coverage was, if he just got lost or whatever the deal was. Mm-hmm. But I tell you what, certainly the second half. And then I guess after we got that touchdown, then I saw that long kickoff. So I said, oh, no, but then it was called back because of holding. And they clearly showed the holding play. And I tell you what, that goal, I said, I was surprised that Buffalo went for it. I guess they did it because they still had one timeout left, but the fact that we just stopped them, I only got about 4 hours sleep last night, guys.
Yeah.
And Buffalo, I was just saying, they're spending more money. Hey, now they drowning their sorrows as they leave town, guys. Y'all take care, and go Titans. We'll talk to you again soon. Y'all take care.
All right, Eric. Yeah, so people, and I knew this was going to happen. That's why I said, look, I'm saying it softly. I'm not trying to will it into existence. I know now everybody's afraid because I've vocalized that out, but it has to be mentioned because so many other people at the position can't do what he's already done. They get hurt every year. Chubb's been hurt like 3 or 4 times in his career. Christian McCaffrey's been hurt like 3 or 4 times in his career. Dalvin Cook missed like a month last season. He's been hurt again. I think he's been hurt every season that he's been a pro. It just happens to these dudes. But you look at Henry, 162 carries on the season, which is way more than everybody else. 783 yards, 4.8 yard average, 10 touchdowns, 130 yards a game average. And if you recall, the first game wasn't great. The Arizona game wasn't great. The last 5 have been insane in terms of what Derrick Henry's been able to do.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm just looking at the whole list. Zeke has been healthy this year, but he's third in rushing. He's third in rushing. He's only 2 out of second place with Nick Chubb, but Chubb's played an entire less game than him. Zeke has 521 yards rushing. Derrick Henry's got 783. The pace he's on, I have no idea if he can keep it up. But at this point, I have no reason to think he can't.
Right.
Let me tell you who's not very good at stopping the run. Kansas City. I mean, at some point, you just look at the guy and be like, you know what? Yeah, bow down to the king. Bow down to the king, because I don't know what you're supposed to do. Maybe Mack trucks don't get injured. Maybe a flat tire once in a while, but that's it. Chris in Manchester's next. Chris, what's up?
What's up, Chris?
Good morning, fellas. Moan, tell me if I'm wrong here, but it's Bama Hate Week.
Yeah.
But I am also anti-family first fornicator like them Bamas are. But I'm going to give my flowers to a Bama this morning. Y'all, Derrick Henry, I think people need to go further than giving him his flowers. I think we are looking at something special that can't be recreated. This dude, I'm pretty sure, is an alien. There's no way he's from Earth. And I keep waiting every week for this dude to take off his cape, but it never comes off. I think he sleeps in it. And the guy is the most humble person I've ever seen in the whole NFL. So, you know what? Anti-Bama, Bama Hate Week, but Derrick Henry, man, I don't know where he came from, but dude is super special. I'll hang up and listen, fellas.
You know, that last point's important. I saw Diana Rossini make this point last night after the game, and if you watched the postgame, you heard it yourself. Derrick Henry always makes it about somebody else. He makes it about the line or about the defense. He never talks about himself. Whether or not he knows how good he is or whatever it is, dude is just eminently likable. Like at all times, he's exactly what you want a superstar to be. You know he knows he's good because of the way he stiff arms people.
100%.
And even when he kind of smack talks on the field and all this, and the drip and all this, all the stuff that goes along with it. But when it comes time to talk, soft-spoken, humble, always offering up praise to everybody else on the football team, that to me is super refreshing and isn't talked about enough, considering how good he is and how easy it would be for him to be
the guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's one of those just watch me work type of guys, man. Those are the best teammates. Again, you can see him get mad every once in a while. You see his emotions come out. Heck, you see his emotions through the way he dresses sometimes, okay? Like, he's got personality. But, again, he's a selfless person, man. That's a good trait to have. Kids, you ain't got to be the loudest. Just do your work, man.
And honestly, Lamar's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think Lamar is the MVP.
They make it easy for you to root for him.
They do. Both of those guys really make it easy for you to root for them. And as a Titans fan, it's going to be very easy to root for Derrick Henry anyway. But even if you're not a Titans fan, I mentioned this last year. I think it's weird because you've mentioned this, Moan, about how the city's just not used to having superstars. This team is not used to having that kind of superstar, at least not in many recent years. And I mean, by superstar, I mean Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, dudes that the entire world knows that are brands. And right, like Europe knows about these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. I would love to know how every NFL fan across the country watches Derrick Henry. Because we're so close to him that I feel like the only thing I can think of is when I heard about and started watching Beast Mode, when it really emerged in Seattle and you were watching Marshawn Lynch. and you just knew, oh, well, Marshawn's playing. I got to watch this.
Heck yeah.
I think we're getting to that territory in terms of if you're in San Francisco, if you're in Seattle, if you're in Dallas, if you're in New York, you will always kind of, when you hear the Titans, it immediately just hits you. Wait, Derrick Henry plays for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think that's the level we've hit for 22.
100%, man. He's that guy. He's number one right now. And truth be told, I don't know if and when he wants to get knocked out. If he can have a game like how he had last night, 20 attempts, 143 yards or 46 yards, that's a game in which could set a template for everything moving forward, considering his efficiency and also saving the wear and tear on him. If you can get 8 years out of Derrick Henry doing that, Hall of Fame, every record you probably want, and after that you can just extend it out as much as you want to at that point, man.
No, I agree with you. Chris in Chapel Hill is next. Chris, go right ahead.
Hey, fellas, I agree with you about King Henry, by the way. But I was just wanting to get your thoughts on what you thought about them trying to run the Music City musical again last night, that first quarter.
Operation was a success, but the patient died. It was a
honestly,
cool call.
It honestly was perfect. It was everything but the ball going forward. I saw Nate Washington said his hands were too small to throw the ball. I laughed at that. But I'm telling you this, if you look back at the replay, and they showed it last night during the game too, the play design wasn't bad. And honestly, you needed something like that to happen in the game. But Derrick Henry takes over, and that's all null and void. But what I'm saying is this. That play was perfect. We saw this also to be true. Buffalo's special teams is really good. They fell for it. Somebody else is going to come back to that play. We're going to see that play on somebody else's kick return right there, a punt return. It was beautifully set up, man. Aside from the joke of what it was in the end after they failed to do it, I thought it was solid.
Agreed. Jacob in Bowling Green's next. Jacob, go ahead.
Hey, how y'all doing this morning?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning. I just want to talk about the defense, man. I mean, in the first half, they had two stops in the red zone, which absolutely were huge plays. And then at the end of the game, obviously, they had that goal line stand. But, you know, they just had that next man up mentality with all the injuries that they were suffering. And it just, you could really see the grit in the defense. And, you know, those boys got guts. And I really thought that they showed out last night. You know, and Henry kept it going and allowed for Tannehill to make connections there in the second half. And I really like the way the team stepped up, you know, through all the adversity that they had in that game. Everybody just kept fighting through it, and they played their butts off, and you could tell.
Yeah.
They did. The effort was definitely there. Harold Landry continues to make himself money.
Oh, my gosh.
He just continues to make himself money.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, the more you watch, the more it's like, man, John, get it done yesterday.
How mad are you going to be as a Titans fan if you don't bring back Harold Landry?
Because, I mean, somebody's going to offer him a lot of money.
I'm talking about maybe the Titans don't do in-season deals, but this one needs to be done before Thanksgiving. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe they don't do them, Jay, but they should probably get this done before Thanksgiving. He is playing lights out, and I don't think this is a fluke year. I feel like he's grown as a player. Talking to Bud, it sounds like he's one of the leaders in that room. He's got it together when it comes down to growing into a pro. You drafted him in the second round. The talent is there. The understanding of the game has grown. His ability to be the guy now, and think, you didn't crap on him with other players. Bud is a team-first guy. I don't know about the other guys you brought in before now, but it seems like now he's playing to have fun. He's playing with a goal that he's the guy, with a mission that he's the guy. I feel like the two guys they brought in last year probably was a slap in the face to a guy like Harold Landry. And I think this year he's not going to allow that to happen ever again. He's going to be the guy, man. I love watching a person do this. Count me out. I got you. Bring somebody else in. I'll knock them off too. That is the beauty of what he's doing right now. And it's good on the coaches actually noticing that too, man. Pay them before Thanksgiving is all I got to say.
Agreed. the faster you pay them, the better. 615-737-1045. More of your phone calls on the other side. Kyle, Kevin, Mark, Anthony, Patrick. If you're on the line, stay there. We will get to your phone calls. On the other side, it's a Reaction Tuesday. We leave it wide open. We got a guest in the final hour. It's Emily Proud. Up until then, whole lot of you, whole lot more of us. It's JMart and Ramon, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here on 104.5 The Zone.
The Titans have their sights set on Andy Reid's AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Keith and Coach Mack have the call.
Did he get in? Yes, he did! Touchdown! Titans!
Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your flagship for Titans Radio, 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, every so often you hear about other jewelers trying to copy something that Genesis Diamonds has been doing for a long time, trying to do a similar message, find that same offer, maybe offering stronger warranties or trying to be competitive on price. But my question is this. If they could have offered better warranties or lower prices, why are they just doing it now? Why are they doing it as a response? Why didn't they do it years ago? What about all those customers who bought from them in the past? Copiers are not leaders. Copiers are followers. Genesis, they're the leader. The most innovative jewelry store in America. Always coming up with new ways to give you more. More choices, more value, more service in a non-commissioned environment. They set a new standard, a very high standard, a Derrick Henry-like standard. And they keep raising the bar with one of the largest selections of GIA-certified diamonds in America. True no middleman prices, handcrafted quality designer rings from all the top brands, a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee, free service for life on any purchase. And again, I told you again, non-commissioned experts, they'll tell you the stuff you don't know. They'll tell you what other jewelers try to use to get more money out of you. They'll do it because they're not on commission. They just want to make sure that they help you get the stone you're looking for. This is why Genesis is consistently, year after year, voted best jewelry store. Consistently, year after year, voted best place to buy an engagement ring. It's the only place I recommend. It's my jewelry store, and I want it to be yours. It's Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills, and Cool Springs.
Got chronic joint pain? Not having success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open. Hey, Buck Rising here. I'm talking about new therapies, advanced, all-natural, regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue, so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with these pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 615
Off on the right shoulder, watch for delays. Smyrna, 24 westbound near Sam Ridley Parkway, there's also an accident. Spring Hill, 65 northbound before 840, we've got a crash on the right shoulder. And Tucker's Crossroads, 40 westbound before Linwood Road, watch for an accident. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football, 104.5 The Zone.
Allen looking, hit as he throws, ball up in the air, intercepted, fired. 25, fired to the 20, fired to the 15, fired, will be taken out short of the 10.
KB with another touchdown. Did it against Jacksonville, did it last night. Just making plays. He's come alive a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and they need him. I'll tell you, one thing, look, Caleb Farley, torn ACL, that's official. Out for the season. Cam Batson, torn ACL. Yeah, it really sucks. Peter Schrager of the NFL Network says Caleb Farley's ACL news is heartbreaking. ACL injury in 2017, back injury in 19, didn't play in 20 due to COVID, had back surgery in March. He's 22. Tears his ACL. Lost for the year is the first-round draft pick for the Tennessee Titans. And that back end, that secondary.
It's a need. They stood up late.
They stood up late. Jack Rabbit Jenkins, Janoris, is bad, Moan. Like, bad enough that he should probably consider walking away from football because we're getting close to Jonathan Joseph territory right now.
I said this last night when we were talking about, on the busted play, and just it's multiple times where he jumps around and just get beat. Like, again, the more film you have, the more they can break you down. When they know your tendencies, they can break you down and expose you. And there's been a lot of that going on. Now, again, watching the film, I'm not sure who's getting the MAs, missed assignments, or mental errors and stuff like that. But a lot of the time, it's on his side of the field.
They picked on him. They picked on him. And one thing you knew if you went back and watched the tape, Moan, is Saints-Vikings. He actually played well against Diggs in the past.
Yeah.
But that guy ain't the same guy.
He's too aggressive, and Diggs has gotten better as a receiver, too.
Exactly.
So, and we're seeing a bunch of Titans fans say the exact same thing. I saw somebody put a rabbit equal a turtle. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going on right now is they're calling him everything but Jackrabbit. Janoris is his name is what they're saying.
Janoris.
And again, maybe he can bounce back, but I'll say this: after that busted play, what was it between him and the rookie?
Between him and Molden. But it's really him because he made the wrong decision.
His zone.
Yes.
He went down the middle. You got safety help over the top. Why not stick with the wide receiver? His eyes got lost, and Vrabel was beyond livid on that play.
He was right.
He was right.
Vrabel was exactly right. Anthony in Cookeville is next on the line. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. A couple of things. I think what's pretty amazing is that we're watching really a Hall of Fame running back with Henry right now. When they're showing stats on ESPN or NFL Network, and all the guys around him in those stats are Hall of Famers, it's pretty amazing. But, it also makes me wonder if it has to the way they kind of eased him in. Because if you remember, it was DeMarco Murray and then that transition to Derrick, and maybe the same way that they did with Stephen McNair as well. So maybe that's why we're seeing him continue just being healthy. The second thing I got to ask, guys, are we seeing the end right now of Julio Jones? Because this is heartbreaking. I want to see this offense be healthy, and it's just heartbreaking to see him go to the sidelines again. Thanks, guys.
I mean, if you remember, we got on the train with Julio towards the end, but we also were very cautious because of his age and the amount of injuries that he had dealt with. It's a hamstring again. I don't know if it's the same one that was a problem for him last year. He made a couple of great plays last night, including the one that went off the helmet that he was able to make the play on down on the 29-yard line. But his availability is at best suspect at this point in time.
Yeah.
I think Farley getting hurt just sucks. Now, he was not playing well before he got hurt at all. He actually seemed like there before he was at least starting to be closer to the receivers, but he was exposed pretty badly early in that game. He wasn't ready to handle those receivers at all. Like they had unbelievable amounts of space against him. But it did seem like on the fly he was He was getting a little bit better. Like maybe he was learning on the job just a little bit, and he went down. Julio's deal at his age, this may just be what you got. You may just not be able to count on him to be available to this football team week in and week out. If you got him this week, great.
Enjoy him.
Great. He may not finish the game, but great. And I would say if you're a Titans fan, that's not enough because if you knew that going in, you wouldn't want it. There might be some buyer's remorse here in terms of the way the fans are going to see this because if he's out there, he's still able to do a lot of really good things for you. I just don't know how often he's going to be out there.
You just hope, honestly, you really hope where he is right now that at some type of capacity in spurts he turned into Percy Harvin. You know what I'm saying? You remember that? Like, you need him to be Percy at this point, man, to where Percy was always hurt, but he showed up in the Super Bowl or he showed up in a big game and make something happen for you. That's who I'm correlating it to right now because Percy always had something going on, whether the migraines or something. You know what I'm saying? And you need him to be a mercenary at this point for certain games. I think him being out there last night opened up the passing game a little bit, the threat of him doing some stuff. That bounced off the helmet catch. How much of who's made that play here in Tennessee for a while? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shows his unique instinct, his skill set, his ability to do what you want him to do. It's just not enough, and it sucks. But, hey, he goes out, and A.J. almost gets 100 yards.
A.J.'s second half should give you a lot of hope because I know he wasn't 100%. I just don't believe it. And he's coming off of food poisoning, but he gave you every bit of what he had last night.
Yeah.
I was very impressed with the way he performed considering everything that he has dealt with this season so far and coming off of food poisoning for 48 hours. Last thing I want to do is run fast against a really good team coming off of food poisoning. So he definitely wanted to be there. Is it fair to ask this question as we're about to get to this break? We'll get to the top of the hour headlines, and we've got loaded lines. I'm going to ask this question, and I'm going to back away from the microphone. We'll do the headlines. We got 6 phone calls. We're going to start rolling right through them. If you're on hold, please stay there. We're going to get to you all morning long. Here's the question. I'm not trying to ignite the world here. Does Julio Jones come across as a guy who wants to be here? JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
The 3HL with Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, and Ron Slay, giving you the sports you crave on your drive home and having fun doing it.
Make a little noise for 3HL.
Today, starting at 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
If you were thinking about selling your home, think about selling it to Open Door. Selling your home can be hard. Even in Nashville, it can get kind of congested at times. It can be tough, but Open Door will make it easy for you. And it's me, Ramon Foster, and I went to Open Door and saw for myself how easy it is to get an offer. Selling to Open Door prevents you from having to keep your home show ready, no open houses, no prep work, and you would not have to make the repairs yourself. Open Door will look at the recent sales in your area and come up with a competitive offer, a real offer, and you get to skip all of the hard parts too. You'll know exactly how much money you will get, and you can close when you are ready. All of this can be done online too. That's easy. Visit opendoor.com/myoffer for your free, no obligation, real offer. Hundreds of thousands of people have already requested their offer from Open Door. Now is the time to get your free offer and not stress it while selling your home. Go to opendoor.com. Again, that's opendoor.com. Offer eligibility varies, and Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage, Inc. Skip over the traditional process and sell your home the new fashion way with opendoor.com.
This is Boomer Science with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Lexicon, your holistic provider of practice management software and legal support services. Tonight is Game 3 with the NLCS, with the Braves holding a 2-0 lead over the Dodgers as the action shifts to Chavez Ravine. A year ago, Los Angeles overcame an 0-2 hole to beat Atlanta in 7, but this time it's different. It's Jocktober in Georgia. That's because former Dodgers outfielder and postseason standout Jock Peterson is now a Brave by virtue of a July trade with the Cubs. Peterson, who helped LA win a ring last season, is doing his best to beat the Dodgers. His Titanic 454-foot homer off of Max Scherzer tied Game 2 in the 4th inning. He's also sparked a new fashion trend around Atlanta these days by rocking a pearl necklace on the field. It's the perfect accessory for Jocktoberfest. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than
Antioch, 24 westbound before Harding Place. There's an accident on the right shoulder. Watch for stop-and-go traffic from Old Hickory Boulevard. We've also got an accident in Smyrna westbound near Sam Ridley Parkway. Spring Hill, 65 northbound before 840. Crash on the right shoulder. And Tucker's Crossroads, 40 westbound before Linwood Road. There's an accident. This report brought to you by United Healthcare, connecting you to better health. United Healthcare has different health plans for different budgets, so you can find what's right for you. United Healthcare, connecting you to better health. Learn more at uhc.com. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football, 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Chiefs. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 7:02. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. When in doubt, hail the king.
Tannehill gives Henry on the right side. There he goes. 25-30, 35-40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 76 yards. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Titans.
That's getting something going.
No doubt about that. Derrick Henry once again put the Titans on his back, rushing for 143 yards on 20 carries and 3 touchdowns, including that 76-yard score to lead the Titans to a 34-31 win over the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Buffalo's Josh Allen, who threw for 353 yards and 3 touchdowns, was stopped on a 4th down quarterback sneak in the final seconds. The Titans defense did enough as the Bills were only 2 of 5 in the red zone. Also had a kickoff return for a touchdown called back by a penalty. Ryan Tannehill, 18 of 29 passing, 216 yards. A.J. Brown, despite a case of food poisoning, led the Titans with 7 catches for 91 yards. Titans 4-2 will host Kansas City on Sunday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once. And over the Titans and the Vols, this is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Vol for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Tannehill goes straight to a knee. The Bills do not appear to be using the timeout.
That's it, Mike.
Let's see if he's going to do it. What a stop. And the best team in the AFC has taken a big L in Music City tonight. What a win on Monday Night Football for the Tennessee Titans, scoring the last 10 points of the evening to knock off the Buffalo Bills, stopping them at the 2-yard line on 4th and short. Final score, Tennessee 34, Buffalo 31, as the Titans on Monday Night Football in front of a packed house get it done again. The stop on 4th down and 1, 22 seconds left. That's how you get it done. Josh Allen tries to sneak, slips. Don't know if he's going to get it anyway with the penetration that the Titans got up front on that play. They win 34-31. That's how it sounded on Titans radio. You heard that right here on 104.5 The Zone. Last night, Titans 4-2. You ready for the top 7, bottom 3, Mo?
Yeah, I got them ready.
Okay.
You want to?
We can do that. We can do those, and then we'll take these calls. And then it'll be wide open until Emily Proud, the second segment of the final hour of this program, as we turn it over to you. Mm-hmm. This is tough, really. It really is difficult because I know fans aren't going to like what we say here.
We're here to do a job,
but we have to do the job.
Yeah.
This is JMart Foster, Jonathan Schaefer, Jason Martin. Okay. So the bottom 3, Jags, Lions, Jets. Where do you have the Giants in there?
I got Dolphins in there.
Where do you have the Texans in there?
I got Lions, Jags, Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins are bad.
Yeah, they got to go in there right now, especially losing to the Jaguars the way they did, too. I know it was a field goal at the end, but it's the Jags, okay? That's all I say about that. Trevor Lawrence will be good. Got to give him that.
Okay. Top 7. Who you got at 7?
Bills.
Me too.
Yeah. 6.
I don't know if Schaefer's done his legwork or
Probably
not here.
not.
Nope, shaking his head. No, he'll get it to us at the end of the program.
Schaefer be lagging.
Yeah, basically. So I got Buffalo at 7. I've got Green Bay at 6.
I got Rams at 6.
Okay.
I got Dallas at 5.
Green Bay at 5.
Rams at 4.
Ravens at 4.
Ravens at 3.
Dallas at 3.
Tampa at 2.
Tampa.
Arizona at
AZ.
1.
Yeah. That's where I'm at.
So, yes, I know. We both did the same thing. We did drop them, but we put the Bills at 7. The Titans are still outside the top 7. I don't think they're one of the 7 best teams in the league.
But see, that's the thing. We do a top 7, not a top 10. Now, they're probably hovering right now, top 10.
They're close, but I'm still putting the Chargers over them, for example.
Chargers got boat raced.
They did, but the Titans also got boat raced by Arizona earlier this year. And you look at the teams the Chargers have beat, I still think it's better overall.
Yeah.
But you can make an argument. Let's just say this. I'd rather have the Chargers roster than the Titans roster. How about that? Is that fair?
Yeah. But the thing is, I have Buffalo 3 last week, knocked them all the way down.
Had them
that was
a
tightly contested game. It is what it is, but they're still a good team. The Titans have gotten better. Again, 2 streaking right now, 2 wins in a row. We'll see how it continues to go. Chargers dropped out of mine. I had them last week as
I had them in 3, and they're out right now.
I had them 4, and they dropped all the way down. So my list kind of correlates to where it was. Chargers out, Bills at 7, barely.
I had Bills at 1, they're out. I have the Chargers, I have Bills at 1, they're 7. I had the Chargers at 3, they're out. So it pretty much corresponds the same way. You lose, you're going to drop.
100%.
In the top 7, bottom 3. All right, Kyle in Portland. Kyle, go ahead.
What's up, Kyle?
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well.
Good. We're doing well.
I just wanted to, we're giving praise to Derrick Henry. We should also give praise to the defense as well. Especially Jeffrey Simmons with the goal line stop. He's a great guy. I met him in person. Huge guy, actually. Towers over just about everybody. But yeah, just giving praise to the defense. Derrick Henry for just making a great game.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
No doubt. Like I said, you pay Harold Landry. Byard's starting to show a little bit more of the Byard stuff again. You got massive problems at corner right now. Massive.
Yeah.
And they got worse with the news that Caleb Farley's torn his ACL and he's out for the year. So, and Moan, when they took him, we said as long as he can stay healthy, but I'm worried about his health.
High risk.
Worried about his health coming back from the back and already having a torn ACL in his past and not playing football last year because of COVID.
Man, and I'd say this. I really wouldn't call him a bust.
It's too soon.
You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, there's always a blessing somewhere. Every bad situation, something good can come out of it. Not necessarily will, but it can.
It doesn't feel great right now, though.
But having a year to reset, take the pressure off, because you saw when he got drafted in that video, he's pacing side to side like he's out to overprove himself. He ain't got to do that. You're an athlete. Get healthy. Let the game slow down. Let your eyes, let your mind grow during this time right now. Take the pressure off of yourself. This could be a good thing for him next year. Again, this is a October tear.
Mon, there's one thing I'm going to push back on, though.
Come on.
He had all of last year off. He was supposed to get healthy last year.
I hear you. But he also, it's not like he's back in college. He took on another challenge of the NFL.
I know it's a different challenge, but, man, you start to continue to look at an injury history, and not just an injury history, but a very bad one where it's been massive time missed, and you just wonder, how far do you set him back? Because he didn't look like he should have been on the field for much of what I saw last night. And I don't mean because of health. I mean, he just wasn't ready yet. He looked the rookie that didn't need. He wasn't Patrick Surtain. He wasn't J.C. Horn, who's also been lost for an extended amount of time out there. He did not look like he should be out there yet.
I'm with you. I'll say this. As long as he's not crashing out like Panda last year, he's got a chance.
No, I'm not putting him in that category.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not his fault that he's not healthy.
I mean, that's the same thing.
And a lot of rookies shouldn't be on the field. He definitely looked like one that –
he was hurt making a football play last night.
Yeah, he was. He absolutely was. John in the Boroughs next. John, what's up?
What's up, guys? Great win last night. I got to give the defense a lot of credit. We've given them a lot of grief, and it's time to give them some credit. They dang sure earned it last night. Wanted to know how you guys think we should assess the Caleb Farley situation. Should we go out and maybe look for a free agent? Should we trade for somebody, or should we just go with what we got? And to the Buffalo fans, that decided to cheer when Taylor Lewan was hauled off on the cart. I hope you step on a Lego and your mom's a garden tool. Thanks for coming out.
Wait a second.
Whoa.
Were they cheering because they saw him raise his hand and do the signal?
I saw somebody last night saying Bills fans were like cheering when Taylor went down. They were also cheering when other players.
Okay,
went
well,
down
if that's
too.
true, that sucks.
That's
You couldn't get that. I couldn't get that on
Yeah,
TV.
I was following on social media. It was scumbag level stuff last
Yeah,
night.
if that's true, that's garbage. That's trash, and you deserve to lose.
And I saw people saying that the hit from Taylor wasn't hard. It wasn't, but I'll say this too: if you hit that button, I don't care if it's your chin, the forehead area, you're gonna go to sleep. Like, and Taylor went over the pile, hit, whatever. It was a sweet spot hit.
Dude, it's happened a lot.
You can't
if
judge
you have that
it.
deal where it kind of cranes the neck a little bit like that, it just doesn't matter. It's not about the force with which the helmet met. It's the constriction of that neck area. Same thing happened to Marcus Bagwell in WCW coming off the top, took a bulldog and his head just kind of hit the back and it didn't look terrible. And then you just saw it. He nearly died from that. So it was a frightening deal. We saw Darrell Taylor. We've seen this kind of thing has happened before. It's scary every single time. I was just glad to get the updates on 77 after the fact that he was walking around. He seemed to be okay. I kind of don't expect to play him against Kansas City. I don't know, though. I mean, concussion stuff can be weird.
I'd bet.
But with the protocol and stuff, if I had to make an educated guess right now, based on what we know, I would say he's probably out. Because it's a quick turnaround on top of everything else. 615-737-1045. Kevin, Patrick, Sean, Tony, your calls when we come back. JMart and Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
The Falls have a Saturday night SEC date with Alabama. And I know at least one person who's calling for an upset.
Hey, yo! Falls fans! Go Vols!
Kickoff is Saturday at 6 on your home for the Vols and SEC 1045 The Zone.
It's JMart. If you got a wet basement or crawl space, I want you to call United Structural Systems. You know, I think it's well over 60% of the air that you breathe in your home comes from your crawl space. And if that thing's not right, that means you're breathing in really bad air. We've heard about these guys. I've been telling you about USS for a long time. And it's because they've done this for over 25 years. Since 94 in Middle Tennessee, helping over 20,000 satisfied residential customers and counting. They're the go-to company when it comes to foundation repair and waterproofing. That wet basement and crawl space, again, it can do a lot of damage to your home, but think about how much air. We're talking I think it's over 2/3 actually of the air you're breathing comes directly from your crawl space in your home. So you need to get this fixed. You need to make sure it's good. It might be poor drainage that's causing your issue. Maybe it's a plumbing leak. Maybe it's underwater pressure forcing water into your basement or surface water flooding over your walls. You don't know. But the team at United Structural Systems, they'll come out, diagnose the problem, tell you what's going on, tell you what it's going to cost, give you that plan, and then you make the call. You tell them to get to work. They do it. You don't pay a dime until that work's completely done, and you're happy. You will be, though, I promise. Call for that free estimate. Find out how much it will cost to fix something that is super important to fix that doesn't get better on its own from the people I trust. Here it is, 615-227-2275. That's your telephone number to United Structural Systems, 227-2275. When you get them on the horn, tell them JMart sent you. My good friends at United Structural Systems.
Mickey Ryan here to tell you about Rent Estate, the new revenue rocket ship, putting your home up for rent, not for sale. But why would
Under 840, there's an accident partially blocking the right lane. Use caution. And Rivergate 65 southbound after Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. Accident on the right shoulder. Tucker's Crossroads 40 westbound before Linwood Road. We've got an accident. And Hillbrook Harding Place, there's a crash at Linbar Drive. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Tannehill gives Henry on the left side to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. 3 times for Derrick Henry for the second straight game.
Yep. 3 more for Derrick Henry. He's in double figures. I threw a poll question out there just because I wanted to get people's opinions. And yeah, Diggs in Dallas really Diggs in Dallas. And TJ Watt's played really well this year, too, if you want to look at a defensive player. But MVP right now, Lamar, Derrick Henry, or I put a smattering of 5 quarterbacks together because you only have 4 options. And I just want to say, all right, I think Lamar and Derrick Henry are so unique and different that they deserve a different classification. But then I threw, you can go Kyler, you can go Dak, you can go Tom Brady, you can go Stafford, you can go Josh Allen. I put them all together. Right now, Lamar's in third. I think Lamar is the MVP right now, personally.
Mm-hmm.
But I also said I think Derrick Henry, I could easily make the argument as number 2 on that list for me with all those quarterbacks right behind. I still think a quarterback wins it. I think Derrick Henry's got to have 2,500 yards, most likely.
Show up in primetime games.
Yeah, and he did.
That's going to help.
Yeah, last night helped. The problem is they don't have a lot of primetime games.
I know. I'm hoping, hopefully, looking at the rest of the schedule, that they get some flex games towards the end of the year.
I tend to doubt it because I think they're going to have the division locked up.
Yeah, that's true. Last game, Houston, Miami. San Fran's it's week 16, 12-23.
That's Sunday night, right?
No, Thursday night.
Thursday night, okay.
The
Is it
Steelers
the Rams?
game could be flexed. That's 12-19. Jaguars, 12 o'clock. They got a bye week 13. Got the Patriots. Texans.
I just tend to think they're not going to be in prime time very
Sunday
much.
night is the Rams. That's week 9.
And that game needs to be a show-out game because the Rams are likely to be still rocking and rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And you got another MVP sort of candidate there with Stafford and everything that's going on. So if Henry shows out in that game, maybe even if he bowls over Aaron Donald.
It's in L.A. too.
Yeah,
you got
right.
all national coverage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that one is one where he has to have a stellar day. Okay. 615-737-1045. Let's start rolling through some calls. Let's go to Tony the Stud first.
Come on, Tony.
Go ahead, Tony. It's your floor, buddy.
I wasn't expecting that, man. Good morning. I'm on my way to Chipotle. Y'all need anything?
Chipotle this early?
I'm not really going to Chipotle, Ramon. I was just messing with you because the A.J. Brown thing. Hey, man, listen.
Is that what
listen. I want to preface this with what I'm going to say with all due respect to both of y'all. And I know I'm going to say a couple of things that first off, I need to apologize to Jason Martin because Ramon Foster called me out last week when I thought that his rankings were wrong and I thought he had somebody else in there. So Jason, I apologize to you about that. However, with all due respect, I just got to say this. The national media doesn't give the Titans enough credit for what they're doing. Whether they're a top 7, top 10, whatever team, the national media doesn't recognize them. Ben Maller was on this morning at 4 a.m. talking about, they played the Bills when they lost again. They played the Bills radio instead of playing the Titans radio, and the guy was like, we couldn't play the Titans radio call because you couldn't understand what they're saying. Well, hell no, because we're exuberant. Because Coach Mack was over there being a G. You know what I'm saying? Like he was being a real dog out there on the radio. He was excited, man. That's what the Titans fan is. Man, Jason. All right. So here's my thing, man. Here's the reason I want to tell you why I think the Titans are a top 7 team. Okay. And I just want you to hear me out real quick, and I'm gonna get off of here.
Sure.
The depth for the Tennessee Titans right now is showing out. They're absolutely showing out. And Cuzzo Mike said it. I talked to him last night. Cuzzo Mike told me, he said, look, man, we don't need Vegas. We don't need the national media. All we need is the team and each other to show up when they need to show up. And right now, Jason, that's what they're doing. Minus the Jets with the injuries, and minus the first game with Arizona, which Arizona's turned out to be a fantastic football team. The Titans, look, the Titans' depth right now is showing out. And I'm just trying to tell y'all, man, with what they're doing right now, in the presence of all the fans, of all NFL and Monday Night Football, if they collectively can get healthy, I couldn't imagine the product that'd be on the field. And these guys are not our normal starters. We still have so many injuries. On top of that, Derrick Henry is an absolute freaking monster. I mean, this guy just joined some mad company yesterday. Like, Eric, there's another guy, too. You know, the only guy to get 800 yards and 8 touchdowns within the first 6 games. This dude is a straight baller. So when you talk about an MVP race, I can understand why you would say he's going to need 2,500 yards from an ESPN national standpoint, but not from a Jason Martin standpoint. With all due respect, Derrick Henry is the MVP right now. The only problem is that the world isn't acknowledging that. So for me, I'm just saying this, man. I really hope that when the Titans blow Kansas City out next week, because I'm going to tell you right now, you heard it here first, the Titans will win by 2 touchdowns against that disgusting Kansas City defense next week. And I still think that the Titans offense with what they have, Westbrook-Akina came in for Julio Jones and made 3 massive catches on that drive to get down. So that's my points, man, because I got to get off y'all's there. But I'm just saying, y'all got to help us get that respect, man. Put the airwaves out there because this Titans team is good right now, y'all. They're good. I love y'all, fam.
All right, Tony. Appreciate your thoughts. I'm still going with Lamar Jackson as my MVP. A week ago on Monday Night Football, he had the highest completion percentage of somebody that threw 40 more passes. Remember the comeback game? Mm-hmm. Everything he's doing. I also have Derrick Henry at number 2, which I said, and that's above a lot of guys that you could easily make a case for at the quarterback position. I said, I'm giving Derrick Henry his flowers and putting him in number 2. I'm worried about the depth of this team. I think that against all odds, they showed out last night, but the secondary is not good. Winning against Kansas City may happen because Kansas City's defense is terrible, but I don't know who's stopping Tyreek Hill. I don't know who's dealing with Travis Kelce. I don't know how that goes. Now, maybe you're able to chase Mahomes around, make him uncomfortable the same way you did with Josh Allen. Up front, pass rush last night, the way that you guys put pressure and made him uncomfortable, that's going to be the recipe to trying to beat Patrick Mahomes. But one thing I do want to say, and then we jump back to the calls, Moan, because we keep getting this. We don't work for the Tennessee Titans. We're a radio show that's external of the Tennessee Titans. We are paid simply to watch and observe. And you're going to disagree with us some of the time, and you're going to agree with us other times. There'll be times when you're riding with us and times when you don't want to ride with us. That is fine. But understand that we're not here to carry water for the local football team. We're not cheerleaders. Nobody that covers this team that I have seen fully cheerleads for this football team. And they shouldn't. That's not our job. Why would you listen to us if you did that? Mm-hmm. There's no reason for us not to tell you that the Bills are an incredibly good football team, because when you beat them, then it actually means something. As opposed to say, they weren't that good anyway. Like, no, they're good. And you beat them. And nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah.
But I don't understand this mentality that because we're on this radio station, that we're supposed to just carry water for the local team and not tell you what we actually observe. You might disagree with what we observe, but we're going to give you the opportunity to say that. When I say Derrick Henry's number 2 in the MVP voting, understand that I just put him over the greatest quarterback that ever lived and a guy in Kyler Murray that's having a ridiculous season, and Dak Prescott and all these guys. Only guy that I've got above him is Lamar Jackson, because Lamar Jackson's doing stupid things too. Mm-hmm. That's why I put them in their own classification in the poll. So I don't understand the mentality that our job is supposed to be celebrate the Titans. No, it's just to tell you what happened in the game, give you our opinion on it, which, as we've said many times, is no more important than yours. We just happen to have microphones, and we offer you the chance to say it. So, Tony, your opinion is valid, buddy, and I hope you turn out to be right. I'm not rooting to be right. I'm rooting. I would love to see the local team do great. I would love to see the Titans do great. But I'm not going to get here and just blow smoke. I'm going to tell you what I think and what I see.
Mm-hmm. I'll wait till later. We got the calls on it for sure.
Kevin's next. Kevin, go ahead. Kevin, you're up, buddy.
Hello.
Yep.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's Kevin. Hey, just quick couple notes on Mr. Henry. I look at him as a blue-collar man carrying that 28-quart lunchbox to work every day. And also something I thought about is I'm a WFT fan, and he's a newer diesel. Larger with twin turbos on them.
There you go.
He's good, that's for sure. His O-line showed improved last night, too. We got to give credit to those guys up front, man. Roger played lights out. We saw it to be sure, for sure. Kendall Lamb had a little bit of a shaky start when he came into the game.
He got better when he got his feet underneath him, though.
He did, and that's a hard place to be in. You got to think the guys on the field are already pumping. They're already going right now. And he walked in, I ain't going to say cold, but yeah, he walked in cold and had to go. Got picked on, but we didn't hear anything about him later on in the game. So it's a good thing for him, man. I always thought highly of him. I honestly thought he was going to start, but they had a good showing last night. No sacks.
Patrick in Clarksville. Patrick, what's up?
Hey, yeah, I was just calling to say Bills Mafia is about as classy as University of Tennessee football's fan base. On top of that, I just want to say how night and day it is ever since Henry had that talk with Eddie George and just how he turned it around since then. So it's really just an Eddie George appreciation call. All right.
There you go. Oh, I thought you said bye.
Can I say this, too, about Derrick Henry, man? I know that talk was huge from Eddie, but let's give Derrick Henry his credit, too. He turned it on also. Like, the talk is cool and that's awesome, and Eddie kind of gave him insight on it, and I'm sure he's thanked Eddie time and time again, but I feel like, honestly, referencing back to that conversation all the time when he has a good game is slightly disrespectful to him. And I know the understanding of that intimate moment that they had, but Derrick Henry has gotten a whole lot better. He's gotten probably in the Titans era, including Eddie, probably the best running back this team has had. And I'll say the talk was good, but the credit goes directly to Derrick Henry.
Agreed.
Now, again, you can have a talk to yourself in the mirror, and he probably had already had that conversation with himself. Like, Derrick, you got to go. Y'all have heard me talk to myself. Come on, Mo. We got to go, Mo. Like, I'm sure he's had those conversations with himself about turning that switch. I want to give more credit to Derrick Henry on transforming than the talk. The talk always, I feel like, minimizes what he's doing. Like, if he doesn't have another talk, then he's going to fall off. No, like, Derrick Henry know what he is now. He's figured that out. And I think broadcasting that every single time is a knock on him more than anything else, man.
Well,
I get it, but
you can knock it, but he was on his way to being out of this franchise before he had that conversation. People wanted him gone. We took calls on this radio station relentlessly. We were calling for it. Hosts were calling for it across this city. That he just didn't have it. That whatever he had at Alabama, he was another one of the failed Alabama running backs. He was being compared to Trent Richardson. He was getting compared to Yeldon and guys like that. He was not being compared to Mark Ingram, Sean Alexander, guys like that. He had that conversation. Everything changed, and I think that it just comes to mind every time you watch. It's like, man, this guy went from outhouse to penthouse in a way you just don't see. And there was a narrative, and I think it also helps that Eddie George is so beloved in this community that that story is going to be told, because then you're able to give flowers to Eddie at the same time as Derrick. I know exactly what you're saying, but we were here to see a Derrick Henry that was nearly done for in Nashville and was only being held up by the hardest core Alabama fans that would call the radio station at that point in time. So I think that there's more to it than just it. I think that us living through Derrick Henry prior to that conversation makes it hard to forget just how different he was when they came back from London to what we had ever seen prior to London.
I feel you. I
know exactly what you're
I'm
saying.
at.
Absolutely.
You know, it's okay. The talk. I'm with it.
No, and I know, like I said, what you're saying is not invalid. I'm just giving it because we were here during that time frame to see it happen while you were still playing.
Yeah.
It was bad, man. Like Derrick Henry was bad, and he went from bad to Canton.
Okay.
Anthony McMinnville's next. Anthony,
What's up,
go ahead.
Anthony?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Look, I wanted my subject's changed like 3 times since I've been on hold. Number one, Elijah Molden is like a little sneaky beast when it comes to the blitz. The first half of the game, he was everywhere. Quick story, last night, this is why I hate Monday Night Football, because I work nights. So I'm taking a little early break. I'm in the bathroom. I'm checking on the game. My phone comes off mute, and the game starts blaring through the bathroom. And I hear a guy next to me going, "What's the score?" And I'm thinking, oh, crap, I'm caught. I walk out of the bathroom stall, and it's my plant manager. And he was like, "If your line's caught up, keep me posted." He was wanting to watch the game, too. Apparently, he was trying to get it, but he didn't have it on his phone. I enjoy y'all's coverage. I agree with you, Jason. This shouldn't be a giving love to the Titans all the time. If they're wrong, they're wrong. Even Mike Keith and Coach Mack will admit when the Titans have a problem. So it can't always be roses, or radio would be boring. So that's all I'm going to say. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
There's definitely something to that. There's a difference, though, I will say this, between being authentic and inauthentic when it comes to that. We're just going to tell you what we think. I'm not going to tell you stuff that I think is going to get a rise out of you just for that. And there are people that do that. Yeah. One of them was referenced, actually, earlier in a phone call. That guy's a contrarian for a living, openly says so in advertising. And he's a colleague, not speaking to anything other than the fact that that's what he does. He finds the take that's going to get a rise out of you, and he goes with that. As long as you're authentic, I mean, I feel like that's why if you listen to us, you listen to us because we're authentically going to tell you. But after a game, you think, I wonder what they're going to say. What angle are they going to come from? Mm-hmm. Today, we're just saying, look, it's a heck of a win by the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry's out of his mind. Harold Landry's playing great. Up front, they were really good. The secondary worries us. No question about that. And one guy we haven't talked about that we need to give flowers to is the last Titan that we spoke to on the radio here, and that's David Long, because David Long played outstanding last night.
That boy is fast.
He's very fast. I mean, he caught Allen. Allen was trying to get there on the right side, and you saw why Long's got the job, because Long,
he grew.
My goodness,
he's
man.
grown into a guy.
Yeah.
If there's one position you know is good, David Long can cover. Now, again, Monty Rice, figure out what he's gonna do for moving forward. Also, Rashawn, you know what I'm saying, JMart, what's gonna happen there? Whether you build in depth with those guys, whether they come back and start a role. Avery still, you know what I'm saying? Like, that position, I feel like is trending up.
Cousin Andrew, Curtis, and yes, Cousin Mike. All of them coming up after the break. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Don't even think about telling Buck Rising about trap games.
Man, in what world? If you're somebody who legitimately believes in the idea of a trap game after years and years of watching NFL football, frankly, I question your judgment as a sports fan. Teams lose to teams that are better than them because trap games don't exist.
The Buck Rising Show, today from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
Hey, it's Schaefer with JMart and Ramon. Sign up today.
They are the flagship station. Mike Keith says that the Titans are not that good this year when it comes down to going against big teams like the Bills. I don't see anybody calling for his head. Coach Mack says the same thing. This team has holes. This team has problems. But they can also win big games like this. And I don't understand why folks cannot wrap their heads around that. I love everybody that calls in. I love the radio show. I have a problem with a few people, but it is what it is. Like, get over it. Let the guys do their job. If you don't like it, go listen to something else. With that being said, huge dub. Let's go beat Kansas City this weekend. See y'all.
And you certainly might. I will say this. Everybody, look, we talk for 20 hours a week minus commercials on this show, 4 a day. If we don't say something that upsets you every day, we probably haven't done our job.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I generally agree with somebody and I find a piece of disagreement with them, I'm always happy about it because it reminds me I'm not hive mind and that I'm still able to think for myself. I'm glad that people like Tony and feel the way that they do. I'm glad that they do, and I'm glad that we have a platform and we can offer them the chance to say it. It's just not going to affect my opinion, just like my opinion shouldn't affect Tony's.
Mm-hmm.
That's this radio station. It always has been. That's the thing. It's like it's never been a carry the water for the Titans radio station. I mean, do we need to discuss people of the past?
No.
Everybody that's been here. I feel like it's been pretty down the road. Everybody that's been here, all of them talented in their own way, all of them doing it their own way. You may think I'm more contrarian than some. You may think that I'm more agreeable than some. It doesn't really matter. It's just we're going to tell you what we think. And we're glad that you tell us what you think at the same time. Hopefully we can all shake hands at the end of it.
Right. That's just like me. We got somebody on right now.
No,
that's like me saying, hey, Alabama's good.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama's real good.
Yeah, and you hate to say it, but it's
But that
true.
doesn't make me not be a fan of Tennessee. Vols. You know what I'm saying? Like, Georgia's good. I knew Ole Miss was good. But it comes down to the fact that, look, you got to acknowledge A from B in these situations right here. And I don't even want to have to explain this type of stuff. It is what it is. Hey, the Titans won. That's what we're talking about. Let's go with that.
I see Curtis. Oh, here we go. We'll get to this one before the break. Yep. I'm glad. I was about to say. Curtis, Andrew, hang on. We'll get to you after the top of the hour. But hang on. I promise we'll get to your phone calls. Cuzzo Mike is in Cleveland. Mike, the floor is yours.
I don't need the floor, and I don't need walk-up music because my boys pulled that. Hold on. First off, everybody calm down. I'm not going to do what you think I'm going to do, which is flip out. I'm not going to do that. I was real hyped and excited last night, and I want to preface this call by saying these are my feelings. This is how I feel. And y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed or if y'all seen, I ain't called. I ain't been in the chat. I did exactly like Andrew said. I stayed away. But my whole point, I'm not expecting y'all to be cheerleaders. I'm not expecting y'all to point everything as roses. I don't want to hear that either. Jay, I got respect for you from a faith side and what you do. Moan, Shafe, got respect for you. But this team and this coaching staff, I just feel like deserve more credit on this radio show. They have, on this radio show, on this radio station, they have shown for the past few years that come out slow and that might come out looking real ugly, but they done turned it around and we didn't at least got into the playoffs. Something that we have not did for for a nice period of time. Moan, I see you put your head down like, oh, dang, why did he say that? I don't know why I said it, because it's just how I feel. But, yeah, dog, I just feel like, some more credit should be given to this coaching staff. For the past couple of weeks, we heard nothing good about the Titans. And it was some good stuff that could have been said from that Jags game. We heard Bills. They're great. Talk about what we have. Talk about what they did good in that game, and they capitalized on it in this Bills game. In this Bills game, and they came out with a win. That's my personal opinion, And like I've been saying, I'll go back to my corner. Doses.
Mike, have a blessed Tuesday, brother. After the top of the hour headlines, Curtis, Andrew, all your phone calls. It's still a Reaction Tuesday. Emily Proud will join us in the final hour of the show, but plenty of time to get in your thoughts. We'll continue to break it down. Story of the day, Titans 4-2 with a win over who most believed, at least going into the weekend, was the best team in the land, the Buffalo Bills, 34-31, and we'll react all day. We'll be right back here at JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
The Titans showed the country what they can do by taking care of the Bills on Monday Night Football.
Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appeared.
They got it! They did it! They did it! Yes! Not yes! Not yes! Hell yes!
Talk about it all day today on your home for Titans football.
Laverne, 24 westbound at Waldron Road, we've got an accident blocking the HOV lane. Use caution. Pleasant View, 24 westbound before Springfield, we've got a crash. And Jolton, 24 eastbound at Whites Creek Pike, there's an accident. This report brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. COVID hospitalizations of young people have tripled since the start of summer. So talk to your doctor if you've got vaccine questions. We can do this. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Chiefs. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
It is 8:01. Good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. It was another memorable night in Music City.
Allen under center. Sneaking.
No,
I don't
he
know.
did not make that.
I do not know. Let's see where they spot it.
He did not make that.
The Titans think they have stopped it. Let's wait. Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appears.
We got it. They got it. They did it. They did it. Yes. Not yes. Not yes. Hell yes.
You tell him, Coach Mack. Buffalo's Josh Allen was stopped on that fourth down quarterback sneak in the final seconds as the Titans defeated the Bills 34-31 on Monday Night Football at a raucous Nissan Stadium. Derrick Henry once again put the Titans on his back, rushing for 143 yards on 20 carries and 3 touchdowns, including a 76-yard score. Tennessee now 4-2 on the season with a 2-game lead in the AFC South. Will host Kansas City on Sunday. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Ball for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by all 4 Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Tannehill goes straight to a knee. The Bills do not appear to be using the timeout.
That's it, Mike.
Let's see if he's going to do it. What a stop. And the best team in the AFC has taken a big L in Music City tonight. What a win on Monday Night Football for the Tennessee Titans, scoring the last 10 points of the evening to knock off the Buffalo Bills, stopping them at the 2-yard line on 4th and short. Final score, Tennessee 34, Buffalo 31, as the Titans on Monday Night Football in front of a packed house get it done again.
That's how it sounded on Titans Radio. Titans winning 34-31. Great penetration up front. Simmons, Big Jeff made a huge play. Go ahead and say pause. I know.
Pause.
Big Jeff made a big-time play right there.
Yeah, he did.
Penetration all the way through to get Josh Allen to stop him. I'll tell you, though, man, half yard different. You don't even have the 4th down because Allen leaps up. That was a heck of an effort by him. And they got it right. They got that spot right. He was short by about a half yard.
Considering the traumatic experience we had in Knoxville this past weekend,
I thought it was impossible not to think of those two things together.
Spots matter. Not only that, they had the red line at the pylon at the first down mark. I'm like, SEC Network, do what they just did.
That's Hendersonville money right there.
No. Not after that documentary I just saw about Brentwood. No.
That's Hendersonville money right there.
That's Brentwood money right there, man.
Oh, did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. Ooh, way down.
We'll talk off air.
Ooh.
We'll talk off air.
Man.
So.
My mouth dropped the entire thing.
I know.
But yeah.
I told you.
That the pylon, that they got it right.
But great effort by Allen. I mean, you saw how he went for everything, but he came up short.
I mean, but the
Bills came up short. Titans win. Huge game.
Ran them down right there. On down. Was that David Long again?
He was over there. I need to see it again. There were a couple of guys that were over there. It may have been Long that kind of undercut him just enough to stop him.
That guy is
he's great.
fast.
He's fantastic.
And that ain't even a Wally Pipp situation when I said that about Jayon earlier. And I say that respectfully because this happens, okay? Like, people lose their positions. The way David Long Jr. is playing right now, he got a taste of being a starter in this league, and it doesn't look like he planned on going back to that pine, man. He's playing lights out. He seems to just be a guy. You know what I'm saying? Good on him, man. I love seeing this type of stuff.
Rob in Nashville. Go right ahead, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Hey. What's up, guys?
Doing?
Thanks for taking my call. I'm going to just say this. Last night was super. I mean, to me, it had a feeling of like everybody probably was saying, like playoffs. I mean, I know they go out there, they don't pick and choose who they play, but it wasn't nothing like that Jacksonville win. There's a difference to me in this win versus Jacksonville win. This win to me, it gives fans, it gives them a sense of, you know what, we are better than that. I mean, I know they had played Jacksonville, but as a fan or whatever, that's really not exciting if every team don't beat one team. I mean, if a team has never won a game and then you beat up on them, that's like a bullet beating up somebody. But anyway, Derrick Henry, that guy there, he is the wrecking ball Henry. That's his new nickname for me. And like I said, everything came in his way. He knocked down. He was just like a bowling ball knocking down pins last night. And everybody fed off of him. And no matter what, out of all the things that was happening, they was able to rise up with adversity. Everybody was falling out, it seemed like. I said, how in the world this team don't stand it? But guess what? They made it through that. And that right there, it was like life itself. You got to keep on going when no matter what, when anything you're going through. That's all I got, guys. That was a life lesson last night.
Oh, sorry, Rob.
No,
look, you're right. By the way, somebody mentioned David Long, and we were talking about David Long here just a second ago. Team high 14 tackles again last night, 9 solos. That's the second game in a row I think he's had that. And the point about Jacksonville I think is really important because I was thinking this before the game was decided. When you didn't know exactly who was going to win it, but you felt like either team could, and the Titans definitely had a really good chance to win it. I felt like even if they lost that game last night, 38-34, I was more impressed with that than I was the win over Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I know that sounds ridiculous because the dub is a dub in the NFL, but last night I saw a team that played with tremendous effort despite, injuries and some things going against them. I just saw a team that was fighting super hard, and I felt better watching that team, and I imagine most Titans fans would have felt better. I know it would have been deflating with a loss. I'm not saying that. I am saying that I thought that the team that I watched last night was a better football team than certainly the one that lost to the Jets, but also a team that I felt more comfortable in my Super Bowl prediction about than the one that beat Jacksonville because I just really wasn't impressed with that performance last week.
You know when I knew this game was going to turn? 7-6. When the Titans were keeping them to field goals instead of 7-6 is when I was like, they can win this game. It almost felt like the Jets game reversed. Like, again, looking at it, and we heard Mike Keith say, we heard everybody on Titans radio say the exact same thing to analysts, whoever. Like, Buffalo's a real good team. That's acknowledging a fact right there. Like, they lost in week 1, and they had been hot. With that being said, Tennessee had a whole lot to prove last night, and there's beautiful backs against the wall. I like that idea. I've been in that seat before, okay, as a player, okay, or rooting for a team. And with that being said, you got to find ways to get small victories within the game. Them stopping them in the tight red zone, which, again, was a huge point for this defense considering the way it looked last year. It's like they can win this game right here, man. And lo and behold, kept it close, and you win those types of games, man. That's what you do.
You just try to stay in it as long as you can, and then it can turn on
at any time.
It can turn on anything.
Yep.
It can turn on a half yard that Josh Allen doesn't get. We're slipping on 4th down because you were able to kind of push the offensive line back into him a little bit, or you can get that's what we talked about again. Defense now has become, all right, can you just get a turnover at a crucial spot? Bend but don't break. That's what you were seeing a lot from the Titans defense last night. How many times did Buffalo get into the red zone and end up with a field goal instead of a touchdown? That's how you win games.
Yep.
Because then you get a turnover, go the opposite direction. all of a sudden, it's 6-0. The Bills look like they're dominating the football game. They look like they're controlling things until they get in the red area. They can't score. And then you have a 76-yard touchdown from Derrick Henry and take the lead.
Yes.
And it just shifts like that. Explosive plays and turnovers changes everything. Curtis in Nashville. Curtis, go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call. And I was at the game last night, and it was a heck of a game to be at. Outside of some of the things we've been talking about defensively, I think actually the thing that kind of scares me a little bit the most is that Tannehill hasn't really had time to throw the ball deep, and that's going to, I think, catch up to us later on in the season. So we got to try to figure out how to get him some more time. But yeah, I agree with everything that you guys said. If we played the way we did against Jacksonville, against Buffalo last night, we would have got our pants beat off of us, But it's a heck of a win. Lots of good things to take from this win, and just keep on moving forward to Kansas City. But yeah, I've agreed with everything you guys have said. Everybody's got their opinions. That's cool. That's what makes all this really, really fun and interesting. So y'all keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Curtis. Yeah, no, I'm sure that was a fun one to be in attendance for. I did see Vivid Seats said of the 69,000 in attendance, 58% Bills fans, 42% Titans fans.
That's cool.
Can I put a call out to you Sunday? Don't sell your tickets to Kansas City fans.
It's not
Show up and make it hard on Patrick Mahomes and go win and help your football team win that game.
And his brother, who likes to dance on everybody's field.
Yeah.
They embarrass them if you can.
Show up to watch the Chiefs offense if you want to or whatever. Show up to support the Titans. I know you want to make some money. Make it another way. Sell some lemonade. Get a paper route. Do something. Go to the game and cheer for the team. Like that. I hated seeing that. I didn't want to hear Bills fans loud last night in that stadium.
That was one of our keys to the game. Don't let your home team go on silent count. And they did for a series or two last night.
Exactly right. I did not. That was disappointing. I wanted to see 65% Titans fans in that state. Because if you're cheering for this team and you believe in this team, if you've got a PSL or if you're somebody that has a ticket or whatever, use that ticket. Wear two-tone blue and support the home team, please. 615-737-1045. Andrew, Steven, Lauren, John. We get to your phone calls next on a Reaction Tuesday. Titans 34, Bills 31. JMart, Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
Blaine and Mickey.
Coaches, at this point in time, are real nervous to put some young players in that have no experience. Or if they mess up one time and then they just
then out.
I'm not a big proponent of that. If you believed enough in them to put them out there, you're going to have to know that you're going to go through growing pains. And you're going to say, well, it's going to cost the team. Well, they're not saying that when you have a quarterback out there. He's got the ball in his hand all the time when he's a young quarterback.
And maybe they'll get a little bit better.
Right.
Could very well be even better on Sunday. Right.
We say these are all learning experiences. He has to go through it.
Yes. Today from 1 to 3 on 104.5 The Zone.
The NBA is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an authorized sports betting partner of the NBA. The key to victory is a strong starting five. New customers can bet just $5 on any NBA team to win their game. And if they do, you win $200 in free bets. So why not make your roster Washington, 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 and oh yeah, Washington, okay? DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with new same-game parlays. We've heard about them all the time, okay? Combining multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable, and best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want it. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code WGFX. Bet just $5 on any NBA team to win their game and win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code WGFX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an authorized sports betting partner of the NBA, and you must be 21 years and or older and present in Tennessee to bet. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Mickey Ryan here to tell you about Rent Estate, the new revenue rocket ship, putting your home up for rent, not for sale. But why would you do that in a seller's market? Just do the math. Selling a home will catch you some cash once, while renting
Pleasant View, 24 westbound before Springfield. We've got an accident. Madison, 65 southbound after Dickerson Pike. There's a crash. And Laverne, Old Hickory Boulevard, an accident north of 24. This report brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. The goblet has dropped. Download Caesars Sportsbook and get started with a risk-free bet of up to $5,000. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 1045 The Zone.
Allen looking, hit as he throws, ball up in the air, intercepted, fired. 25, fired to the 20, fired to the 15, fired, will be taken out of bounds, short of the 10.
Welcome back. JMart, Ramon, 1045 The Zone. Victory Tuesday for the Tennessee Titans. They got the Chiefs on Sunday. This is a tough spot of the schedule, but they started out with a win over a team a lot of people believe was the best in football. Maybe they still are. You know, we'll find out by the end of the year. They were 7th in our power rankings today, though, after the defeat. 615-737-1045. We got loaded lines.
Shafe just whispered in Jason's ear.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Two Rivers Forward teaming up with the American Cancer Society to help raise money to fight breast cancer through Matthew Barker's Real Men. What in the world? Sorry, the copy's got a typo in it. Real Men Wear Pink campaign.
Hey, hold on one second.
That is a demerit.
Let's
do this again from
disaster.
The top. All right. You know what? We'll do it later. Don't worry about it.
You know what?
All I'm telling you is Babs is going down.
Grand opening, grand closing.
This is a competition between me and Babs to see which team show can raise more money, man. And I'm already donating, just so you know, Babs. Going down, okay? Me versus you. I heard Bucks on my team, too, now. Take that L, Babs.
Well, I don't know that that's... October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Two Rivers Forward teaming up with the American Cancer Society to help raise money to fight breast cancer through Matthew Barker's Real Men Wear Pink campaign. Goal, let's raise $25,000. We'll be broadcasting live tomorrow morning from Two Rivers Forward to help raise money for this great cause. Go to our Twitter page at JMart and Ramon to find the link and donate. Help Moan raise more money than Babs. That's what we're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, past that, we're trying to do something bigger. So hopefully it's like $25,000 to $24,999.
Mm-hmm.
Just $1 more, but let's get the max out there. The goal is to raise 25. Let's double it up. Let's get 50 tomorrow. We'll be at Two Rivers Forward doing that. Looking forward to being there tomorrow. All right, loaded launch. John in Nashville. John, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Love the show. Thanks for taking my call. Man, I just want to say, man, we looked amazing last night. Derrick Henry showed us once again why he's the king. But I want to talk about it real quick because I can't get it off my mind. I keep thinking about it. That kickoff we did and the return that they almost had, if it wasn't for that flag, I just keep thinking, man, if they wouldn't have thrown that flag, we probably wouldn't even won that game. But don't want to keep thinking about it. We won. We looked amazing, and we're going to beat the Chiefs on Sunday. Thank y'all again.
Absolutely. No, you had some things go your way last night.
No question.
You did. That kickoff return in Buffalo, I know one of the players, Tyler Matakevich, they signed him specifically for those reasons to enhance their special teams, man. Same thing with Ola Adeni. Like, you go after certain players when you're trying to make an emphasis on those teams making splashes. Just so happened the holding call brought that back, man. If and buts and candy and nuts, as Coach Mack like to say at times.
I was actually
man.
thinking the same thing. I was like, yeah, if it's and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas.
Exactly. So that was huge for the Titans to get that holding call. Again, a team sometimes put that stress on other teams to, return the ball because more than likely in this day and age, like, a penalty is going to happen on those kickoff returns. I feel like out of all the ones we saw last night, there was about 3 penalties each time because some on the Titans and some on the Bills, man. It's high risk in those situations.
It is. Cousin Bam. What's going on, Bam?
What's up, Bam?
Yo, what up, fam? I ain't even got a whole lot of voice because I was yelling at the game last night, man. But a few things, man. Watching that defense last night, they showed up in a mighty way, man. It was like to me, I feel like that was the first team all year that had Josh Allen somewhat bothered or uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? The offense, I knew it was going to take the offense some time to get back in rhythm or whatever last night. But, bruh, I didn't know whose stadium it was. I didn't know if it was the Titan Stadium or if it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Bills Stadium, man. But overall, the energy was high in there, man. Hopefully my boys will be back for the game on Sunday. And I just want to see this team keep developing. They playing through major adversity right now, man, which, if they always be the underdog, maybe that'll take us to the Super Bowl. So that's what it is. Tighten up Tuesdays, man.
There it is.
Andrew, you're next. Go ahead, Andrew.
What's up, fellas? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, man. I got 3 little things I'm going to say. I'll be quick if y'all let me finish.
Sure,
I'll close
go
that.
ahead.
All right, man. Number 1, Cuzzo Mike, that dude who calls in, he's probably the smartest Titans fan I know, man. I like what he says every morning. I'm a Colts fan living here in Nashville, so I got to hear all types of shit, but Cuzzo Mike's got his head on straight. Topic 2, man, I really miss Andrew Luck. I hope he's enjoying his latte, reading his book right now, but if we don't beat you guys in 2 weeks, I really think it's over for the Colts. And 3, I went light on 2 because 3, I want to talk about this, 5 years ago, right, running for 2,000 yards, there was a point, if you told me there wasn't ever going to be another 2,000-yard rusher just because of how this league is going, I would have believed you, right? What was it? But since Chris Johnson, it was DeMarco Murray in 2014 who had 1,900. And just the way the game has changed, how they use so many running backs, multiple guys in a system, I really didn't expect it. I was shocked last year when Henry hit 2,000 yards. I think the greatest running back of all time, Emmitt Smith. I think it's hands down. He may not have a 2,000-yard rusher accolade to his name, but he's number 1 in what? Overall rushing yards, overall touchdowns. Derrick Henry will never touch that. Derrick Henry only has 64 right now compared to Emmitt's like 260-something. But my question is right now, I love the game, and I love good running back play, man. And if Derrick Henry, which I think he can, if he goes for back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons, I really think it might be time to start putting his name up there in the greatest of all time debate with those top guys, man. Because what he's doing right now is unbelievable, man. He starts off slow. You get 2 yards in the first quarter, turns into 6 yards in the second quarter, turns into 8 yards in the third quarter, turns into fucking 70 yards in the fourth.
Whoa.
Come on, man. Come on.
This ain't serious, man. Come on.
That's 2 curse words in 1 phone call.
Oh.
You got to be better than that.
Yeah. People, this is G. Ain't even PG. It's G language on the station.
You can't do this.
What are we doing?
Steven in Franklin. Steven, what's going on?
All right, 2 thoughts. First, I just want to say we can't be forgetful that we just got to be thankful that we got Henry right now. This is unbelievable what we're watching. Secondly, watching last night in that kickoff return, I couldn't help but have a moment of thought, why not decline that penalty? That way you don't let Allen and that offense get back out there again. You've had success against their defense. I just couldn't help but to have that thought, and I'll hang up and listen to your thoughts on that.
Sure. Well,
as far as giving them another opportunity, you take that back every single time. They got the long field on that one right there. You're playing, I ain't going to say analytics, but history of like field positioning at that point right there, man. I wouldn't have chanced that. Again, I know the Titans offense was pumping out last night. They called a rhythm. I think that may have been the first time that we saw this Titans offense actually catch a rhythm. They were able to throw. They were able to run the ball. They were able to do play-action plays. We hadn't seen AJ. Of course, we hadn't seen a whole lot of AJ, but we hadn't seen receivers come that open across the middle the way they did. Now, the Bills did some good stuff to try to scheme up, but they had to respect the run because they ran efficiently last night. They had to respect the pass also, so it was really an unbalanced day for the Bills defense. The Titans did a really good job in exploiting them last night. And to Bam's call, too, again, this is a copycat league, man. Watching what Pittsburgh did week 1 against the Bills is what the Titans did this past week. We said this. The guys in the middle had to have a big day. You had to attack that guard, center, guard triangle, and that's what happened. Flushed them out. They dropped them in cover. They dropped linebackers and D-ends in coverage, man, and it created problems for them. What I've noticed about Josh Allen this week and in week 1 was this. If you flush him with enough pressure, his eyes go low. There was a few times there was receivers wide open and he couldn't see the forest from the trees because guys were in his face. there were some gaps in the back end, but, of course, the rush kind of exposed them last night, man. So good on the Titans for being able to do that.
So I mentioned that Vivid Seats had said 58% Bills, 42% Titans. I saw Michael DeJesus, as we met him on Saturday in Knoxville, say, well, the 42% was really loud. I agree with that.
Oh, fact.
I just this would be my only pushback against it because I agree. The Titans fans that were there were loud and energetic, and you even had Steve Levy, who did not have a good night, but I don't think he's very good at Monday Night Football. I like Steve Levy a lot, but I don't think that's the right role for him. I think hockey, he's going to do great there. But he said, hey, the Bills' takeover of Nashville is overrated or whatever like that. And that's because I think that 42%, if that's the number, and I don't know. I don't work for Vivid, and I don't know where they're getting those facts are. Those 42% were loud. Let me just say this. If you had the 58 to 42% advantage and you had 42% that loud, how loud could 58% have been?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Make it even better. Like, yeah, you guys, whoever showed up was great last night. I saw Mike Herndon point that out a little bit ago. He's dead right. But how about we get 60% of actual Titans fans that are in the seats and think about how loud that could be on Sunday against Kansas City? Because Kansas City's used to playing in a building that's full of their fans that are really loud. Make them feel the opposite. This is what it's like to play a team.
Right.
Like when people come to Arrowhead. Lauren in Laverne is next. Lauren, go ahead.
What's up, Lauren?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All right. How are you?
Ramon first. My dad's a huge fan of yours because he's a Steelers fan, so he's a huge fan of yours.
Hey, now.
I want to give a shout-out to Borders last night because I thought he had a lot of great pass breakups last night, and he got burned a couple of times, but he held down
He did.
His side of the field, and that's all I got to say.
Yeah. He did. He bounced back. Again, the game is full of ebb and flow. Like, it's going to be some good plays. It's going to be some bad plays. We just can't get over the top anger about the bad plays because it's a long 60-minute game.
Yeah, it is. And there's always going to be bad plays.
Yeah.
Always going to be bad plays. But, you give guys flowers and they play well. David Long showed out. Harold Landry, 2 more sacks. Pay the man. Pay him as soon as you could possibly pay him because it's only going to get more expensive. Jeff continues taking steps in the right direction. Made a huge play late in that game. Tierre Tart played extremely well last night.
Been on that train for a while, baby.
Kevin Byard made another big-time play. He's always around the football. Schaefer came into our ear to tell us that earlier. He's exactly right. And Derrick Henry. Come on. And I want to give, and I said this earlier, but A.J. Brown in the second half, on food poisoning, coming back off injury, all of a sudden he was everywhere. All of a sudden across the middle, A.J. was there over and over and over again. And it was like Tannehill's best friend just came back from camp. That's what it felt like out there last night. Cousin Paxton, what's going on, Pax?
Guys, man, tighten up Tuesday. What a game last night, man.
Yeah.
So just real quick, man. I was at the game. I'm a little hoarse. It was a spectacular environment. There were a lot of Bills fans in town. We knew that, man. Bills Mafia travels very well. But 3, 4, 5 years ago, that game would have been 80 or 90% Bills fans.
Sure, okay.
And Titans Nation showed up last night. We were loud. We were proud, man. And, we were very respectful when you had Bills fans around you. I think that, I can speak for the majority of us when I say that, man. We are a respectful, loving, fan base. So I can say that. First of all, I hadn't heard if you all talked on this, man, but the pettiness, the absolute pettiness of trying to recreate the Music City Miracle. It failed. But my God, we were all in the stands just chuckling. We knew it was a flag, but it was just the thought that we're going to do this against this team. It was great, man. I love seeing that. Love seeing King Henry do his thing. Defense stepped up. I'm happy. But to your point, Jason, man, when you make these points about the team being the underdog, and we have to get away from that. Last night was an example of us doing what Titans would normally do, right? We lose to the Jets, but then beat the Bills on Monday Night Football. So I want to see us string these, 2 games together. We got Kansas City coming in here who isn't very good, but they will be in the playoffs. I tell you that. So I want to get them down early and get this win early on, man. So tighten up, man. Titans Nation, I love y'all, and I'm proud of you guys, man. I'm out of here.
Yep, absolutely. Pax,
What were
you
about
still
to say,
there?
no? No.
I was just going to ask him which one did he prefer, underdog or front runner type? That's the question I like to know too.
I think you should be able to. I mean, I just my whole argument is I don't want to be the underdog. I want to be the team everybody's coming after because I'm winning a lot of games. That means you've had a lot of success. If you're always the underdog, it means you're counted out because you tend to underperform at least a few times a year in spots where it's like, okay, well, we can't trust that team. I want to be trusted because it means I've been stacking dubs. But his point's right. I want to see you go beat Kansas City. I want to see you go ahead and beat the brakes off the Colts and end the AFC South race right now. Then I want you to show out against the Rams. That's a tall order. But good teams, like teams that you really want to believe in, teams that can win Super Bowls, I want to see them stack dubs against good teams. And I want to see them look good doing so. Last night, like I said, even if they had lost, I thought that because of the effort that was shown by many of the players on that team, and Todd Downing in a lot of respects, and certainly Shane Bowen and some of the things that he did, and Coach Vrabel, like I felt better about that than I did last Sunday against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Before we knew what the final score was actually going to be. Yeah. Jeff in Nashville's next. Jeff, what's up?
Hey guys, love the show. I had a quick thought. I was watching last night, great game. And Derrick Henry's numbers against the Bills haven't been great, but last night they were amazing. And I wonder if that's the maturation of him and the O-line, or if it's because our passing game was an actual threat and we had the Bills' defense divided on run and pass. Love the show, and I'll hang up and listen.
The maturation. So I'm glad you said it. What was his name again on that call?
Jeff.
That's what I brought up last hour when we speak about Derrick Henry now, is what you just said, the maturation of him. Also, the maturation of Harold Landry also. Guys got to grow into who they are sometimes. Some guys jump out the gate fast, always going to be there, always going to be a superstar. And sometimes there's a reset. Derrick Henry was the man at Alabama. He's a Heisman winner, the best player in college. He had a hard reset on top of having a guy who was – killing it at the time, DeMarco Murray in front of him, playing. So we brought this up a second ago, Jeff, about in the last hour by saying, look, as a fan base, I'm sure Derrick Henry would appreciate if y'all stop referencing the talk, because this is true right now. Guys always fall back on guys that support them. That's beautiful. I'm sure him and Eddie still have a conversation, but that talk conversation's got to stop because that's years ago right now. Is that a good look? Pivot? Maybe. But Derrick Henry has been doing the Jerry Rice Hill. He's been doing all his workouts. He's busted his butt. He's taken the criticism. He's evolved this offseason to be more of a catcher right now. He's got a lot of his things he's working on. That talk conversation gotta take a back seat now. Because what you're seeing, if you're saying this is a Hall of Fame guy right now, we're witnessing this. And that's true. But this ain't Eddie's Hall of Fame tenure, a reign he's going on right now. This is a Derrick Henry product that he's put out there. He's the guy that you guys drafted from Alabama, and he's doing those things that you want him to do. I love Eddie. He's awesome. I met him on the plane one time. Real cool dude. But Derrick Henry is doing Derrick Henry things. Give that man his flowers. Eddie is a legend here. His number, everything. He's a billboard guy still inside of the stadium. But Derrick Henry is on pace to be one of the best backs in the world. If he's the best back in the world now, he's going to be one of the best guys in the Hall of Fame, period. Celebrate that. I'll say this. As a player, I've seen people give credit to other people, and you're like, well, I did that. Reference Derrick Henry as who he is. He's past the talk now.
But we're still going to talk about it, just so you know. Because it's part of the story.
I know that he's not a fan of having that reference every single time.
He's probably not, but we're still going to do it.
It's part of the mythology. It's part of the mythology.
Exactly. It's the same thing. Like Virginia won the national championship. They beat Texas Tech, right? But we don't forget that a year before that they lost to UMBC and were the first #1 seed to go down to 16. It's part of the story. It's actually better because it's like Derrick Henry was trending towards, where's the Alabama running back?
Yeah.
And now he's trending towards the Hall of Fame. I think it's a story that, because of the mythos, as Schaefer just said, it's hard to separate. I know what you're saying. Just expect that talk's going to continue.
Just know Derrick Henry's probably a little over that too. And neither side is wrong. Neither side is wrong. But I'm telling you, as a player, he's like, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. That's my opinion.
Well, he's definitely doing it now. It's not like Eddie George is running for yards now or running for touchdowns now or hitting 2,000 now or going into the Hall of Fame wearing Derrick Henry's jersey. Like, those things are separate. No question. 615-737-1045. Rue, Billy, Ken. More phone calls on this Reaction Tuesday coming up next. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
The Titans have their sights set on Andy Reid's AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs. Mike Keith and Coach Mack have the call.
Did he get in? Yes, he did! Touchdown! Titans!
Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your flagship for Titans Radio, 104.5 The Zone.
It's JMart. 2021 isn't over yet. There's still a couple of months left. And maybe at the start of the year, you were thinking, this is going to be the year that I move out of the rental. It's time for the new home. It's time for the first home. Maybe it's time for the dream home. You still got time to get it done before 2021. And the way you get it done is by having the right people on your side. And let me tell you who the right people are. My pals at Mortgage Investors Group. Whether it is your first home, and if it is, you should not make any call but to Mortgage Investors Group or that fifth home, that forever home, whatever it is. Mortgage Investors Group is committed to helping Tennesseans just like you and your family fulfill your dreams of home ownership. Their mortgage experts are going to find and structure the mortgage that best fits your needs, best achieves your goals, because Mortgage Investors Group wants to be your home loan lender. If you need to lower your home loan payment, they got you. If it is time to buy that new home, let Mortgage Investors Group work for you. Go to the website, migonline.com, for the advice you need to get you started and get you ahead. Mortgage Investors Group has offices to serve you. Brentwood, Cool Springs, Hendersonville. Go to the website. Check it out, migonline.com. Somewhere near you, there's an office. MIG's got you covered. Again, that website, migonline.com, or text MIG to 31399. That's MIG to 31399 to get pre-qualified and get moving with my pals at Mortgage Investors Group. Equal housing lender, license number 109111.
Titans fans, Cushman & Wakefield's Kick for Kids program is back this Titans season. For every successful field goal, $300 will be donated to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Middle Tennessee. Sponsored by Whit McCrary, Robbie Davis, and Stuart Lyman of Cushman & Wakefield, your commercial real estate experts. Since 2006, they've donated over $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club's Kick for Kids program. Whit McCrary, Robbie Davis, and Stuart Lyman of Cushman & Wakefield, your commercial real estate experts, and proud sponsors of the Boys and Girls Club's Kick for Kids program.
If you're looking for flooring and you absolutely positively have to know you're getting the best price, the choice is clear. At Buy Floors Direct, we buy direct from the factory in massive quantities and sell direct to you from our huge, clean warehouse without retail markups. The decor stores and home centers have expensive retail locations, fancy displays, and middlemen costs, and that means you'll pay more. Come in and see why contractors and designers buy their flooring at a Buy Floors Direct warehouse. These pros are always telling us how our quality floors are priced far lower than the retail stores. Our warehouses are full of tile, hardwood, laminate, waterproof floors, and everything you need to install them, including friendly advice. Go to buyfloorsdirect.com or visit a Buy Floors Direct warehouse, because there's no reason to ever pay retail for flooring.
Men, are you tired of relying on pills to treat your ED? Have you wondered if there's a better way? Edge Peptide Therapy is introducing a holistic treatment protocol to Middle Tennessee. This protocol, which includes the revolutionary P-Shot along with acoustic wave therapy, treats the issue and doesn't mask it with medicine. Treatment time is less than 30 minutes with no downtime, increased stamina, and even size. For a limited time, get this treatment package at a special introductory price, offering a huge 55% in savings. Go to edgepeptide.com to schedule your appointment.
There are jewelry stores, and then there's Genesis Diamonds, the cutting-edge industry leader, the pioneer. It's no secret that jewelry stores across America watch what Genesis is doing. Genesis was the first to offer a free lifetime warranty, the first to offer a 110% diamond upgrade guarantee, the first to offer aggressive long-term zero-interest financing. And Genesis is always on the cutting edge in design and fashion. The styles other jewelers say are new and exciting were new and exciting for us 4 years ago. Genesis has the fashion-forward brands other stores aren't even allowed to carry. It's no wonder you see jewelers from other cities coming to Genesis to see what we're all about, and even buy their wives' jewelry from us. For selection, quality, service, warranties, and guarantees, Genesis leads. Others follow. So for diamonds, engagement rings, exclusive designer jewelry for any occasion, don't compromise. Come to the jeweler that sets the industry standards year after year. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Hey, it's Schaefer with JMart and Ramon. I recently had to purchase a new used car, and that's when I discovered Genesis Auto Brokers. They made the car buying experience an enjoyable one. All I had to do was tell them what type of vehicle I wanted, and with their access to dealer-only auctions, they found the right car for me and within my budget. No stress, no worry, no problem. That's Genesis Auto Brokers. They even take trade-ins and do financing. Discover your next car buying experience. GenesisAutobrokers.com. That's GenesisAutobrokers.com.
Knowing the right time to sell your home is impossible. Hi, this is Mark Spain. With over 6,000 five-star reviews, one of our clients, Kelly, said, "My husband and I wanted to move, but selling our home before we found a new one was stressful. We got a guaranteed offer, and when we find our new one, I know we'll be ready to close." The Wall Street Journal ranks Mark Spain Real Estate the #1 real estate team in the U.S. for closed transactions for the 4th year in a row. Go to markspain.com today and start packing. 855-299-SOLD.
Certain restrictions apply.
What's holding you back from solving your tax problems? If it's cost, know that the longer you wait, the more expensive it'll be. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm in Nashville. Tax resolution doesn't have to be expensive, and waiting year after year to resolve your tax problems can be extremely costly. Interest and penalties on your tax bill won't stop until you take control. So take the first step now and hire a tax resolution attorney to help you. Call me, Lance Drury. I'll tell you in advance an affordable fee which includes costs and expenses that works for your business and family. Your first visit to the Lance Drury Law Firm is free and confidential, so you have nothing to lose. But the longer you wait, the more interest and penalties you'll pay. Call me today. Remember, if you have IRS issues, you have legal issues. You need an attorney. You need us, the Lance Drury Law Firm. Call me, Lance Drury, at 615-733-8168 or go to LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
From the Mark Spain Real Estate Traffic Center.
Hermitage, 40 westbound before Old Hickory Boulevard. We've got an accident blocking the right lane. Watch for stop traffic from Mount Juliet Road. Pleasant View, 24 westbound before Springfield. We've got a crash. Murfreesboro, 24 eastbound in Murfreesboro. There's an accident. Laverne, Old Hickory Boulevard north of 24. Watch for a crash. And Belshire, due West Avenue, an accident at Port Drive. This report brought to you by Caesars Sportsbook. The goblet has dropped. Download Caesars Sportsbook and get started with a risk-free bet of up to $5,000. Terms and conditions apply. Must be 21 and up. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
Singletary in the backfield with Allen. Dropping to throw Allen. Has time. Sack! Big Jeff!
Titans radio last night. Titans win at 34-31. Chiefs coming up next. They're 4-2. Are the Titans, not the Chiefs. Chiefs who are... You still just feel like they're a sleeping giant. I don't feel like it's over. I feel like that defense is a problem. And we'll see whether or not Derrick Henry is able to exploit that, as he has done pretty consistently.
They're porous is what they are on defense.
Ed Werder mentions this. Interesting look at what it would require for Derrick Henry to surpass Emmitt Smith as a career rushing leader. I don't think that will happen. He basically has to maintain his current productivity for 7 more years. He would be 34. Emmitt doesn't believe it's realistic.
Really? For Derrick?
For 7 years to maintain this productivity?
I mean, I said for him. Again, you also got to bring up the point he had 2 sitting. Is that like in that thought process too with what Emmitt and
it's a
Werder
career
said?
rushing. It's a stat. It's not a ranking. It's to surpass him as more yards than anybody. He'd have to do what he's doing right now for 7 years. I don't see that.
They've denied Derrick Henry so much now. It's almost wait and see at this point, because I'm not gonna say what he can't do anymore.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna get hurt. I just think 7 years of 2,000-yard productivity or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's asking a lot.
That is asking a lot, but heck,
I'm willing to say he won't get that.
He went on 20 last night. We'll see. We'll see, man. Emmitt played for how many years was he in? 13?
I'm not
sure. Feel like.
I mean, he has to get to 18,355 yards.
Damn, he made that an impossible feat.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's going to get there. I feel pretty confident saying he's not going to get there. It doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter. But Emmett made that impossible for people.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
Billy in Smyrna. Billy, what's up?
Hey, I got a couple things. First thing, we need to get Mike Keith to get Ramon a two-tone blue sweatshirt to wear. Can you do that?
Mike Keith's my guy. He gonna give me an orange one before he give me the two-tone blue, though.
Come on now.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you when you're right.
Hey, second thing is, I called y'all a couple weeks to talk about the season ticket people selling their tickets.
You did.
I love it. They made some money last night, but they missed one heck of a football game. And it's time to get back like we were in 99 and 2000 when there is Titan fans in the seats. Come on, folks. Don't sell your tickets. Come to the ball games.
There you go. Some people were pushing back saying there were more Titans fans in the building last night. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just going on Vivid's thing. People are like, Vivid's lying. I don't know. One, I don't know why they have any reason to, but I don't know. I know the 42%, if that is the number, we're loud. Rue is in Lebanon. Rue, go ahead.
What's up, Rue?
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing this morning?
We all right.
That's what's up. I wanna give a shout out to the Titans organization. First of all, the coaches, Vrabel and company, greatly coached game. And I also want to apologize for Andrew who called in and dropped a little. I heard that this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for him. But Ramon, I wanna reiterate what you said about Derrick Henry. People concentrate on what's in front of you now.
Mm-hmm.
We have a running back. I'm 44 years old, and I've been blessed to see two running backs in my day. All kinds of running backs, for that much. But two running backs run like this, Earl Campbell and now Derrick Henry. Have you people seen the way that he trained? Have you seen the way that he has taken the Walter Payton workout and amplified it times 10,000? I'm so glad that Ramon said what he said just a little while ago. Concentrate on the now. Look at what's in front of you. And the players on the field, thank you for stepping up. Breon Borders, you are the man. Thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Have a good day.
All right, we appreciate it. 615-737-1045. Lines are still loaded. We knew they would be. It's a Reaction Tuesday after a Monday Night Football victory.
Mm-hmm.
We will get to more of your phones after the top of the hour headlines. There's only one headline that matters, and that is Titans over Bills 34-31, and Derrick Henry continues to be Derrick Henry. We'll be right back. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
Coming up today with Buck Rising.
All-out reaction to the Titans' Monday night result against the Buffalo Bills. We will talk about it throughout the course of the day. Mike Vrabel's press conference will happen during the course of the show as well. You'll hear from the head coach about the game that was.
The Buck Rising Show. Today, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on 104.5 The Zone.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute, sponsored by Pepto-Bismol, making upset stomachs happy for over 100 years. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Luis Oosthuizen. Due to COVID-19, last year's PGA Tour Super Season featured 6 majors, and the sweet-swinging South African produced 4 top 3 finishes. He was runner-up at the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open.
northbound before Old Hickory Boulevard. We've got a crash from the left shoulder. Smyrna, 24 eastbound at Almonville Road. There's a disabled truck on the shoulder. And Pleasant View, 24 westbound before Springfield. We've got an accident. This report brought to you by CoinFlip. Did you know you can easily flip your cash into crypto at an ATM? CoinFlip has nearly 3,000 crypto ATMs nationwide with low fees and 24/7 support. Visit coinflip.tech to find an ATM near you. It's so flippin' easy. I'm Christy O'Brien with traffic on your home for Titans football. 104.5 The Zone.
From the WinBet studio, win with WinBet. WGFX Gallatin, Nashville.
A Cumulus media station.
The Titans and the Chiefs. Kickoff is Sunday at noon on your home for Titans football. Trending now at 104.5 The Zone.
9 o'clock, good morning. I'm Jonathan Schaefer. When in doubt, hail to the king.
Tannehill gives Henry on the right side. There he goes. 25-30, 35-40,
That's
50,
it.
40,
That's
30,
it.
20, 10, 5, end zone. Ladies and gentlemen, 76 yards. Derrick Henry, touchdown, Titans.
That's getting something going.
Definitely did. Derrick Henry once again put the Titans on his back, rushing for 143 yards on 20 carries, 3 touchdowns, including that 76-yard score to lead the Titans to a 34-31 win over the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Buffalo's Josh Allen, he did throw for 353 yards and 3 touchdowns, was stopped on a 4th down quarterback sneak in the final seconds. Ryan Tannehill, 18 of 29, passing 216 yards. A.J. Brown, despite suffering from a case of food poisoning, led the Titans with 7 catches for 91 yards. Titans now 4-2 in the season with a 2-game lead in the AFC South. They'll host Kansas City on Sunday, but they'll host the Chiefs without Caleb Farley or Cam Batson, according to reports. Both players out for the remainder of the season due to torn ACLs. All your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once. On over the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
Now it's time for Jason Martin and Ball for Life Ramon Foster.
Powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors.
Together, they are JMart and Ramon on 104.5 The Zone.
Tannehill goes straight to a knee. The Bills do not appear to be using the timeout.
That's it, Mike.
Let's see if he's going to do it. What a stop. And the best team in the AFC has taken a big L in Music City tonight. What a win on Monday Night Football for the Tennessee Titans, scoring the last 10 points of the evening to knock off the Buffalo Bills, stopping them at the 2-yard line on 4th and short. Final score, Tennessee 34, Buffalo 31, as the Titans on Monday Night Football in front of a packed house get it done again.
That was the final call from the Vought, Mike Keith, and an exuberant Dave McGinnis. Buffalo Bills go down again to the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. Consecutive years. This time on Monday Night Football, 34-31. Say, I just tweeted something out, and I put it in our Slack, Shafe. I usually don't do this, but go find this audio and let me know when you have it. You can just play it. I mean, it was on TV, so there's no languages you need to worry about. But just let me know when you have it ready that we can play it. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. But if you're a Titans fan, you need to hear this. I literally just saw it during 2 minutes during the sports update. We both heard it. I played it, and you both heard it. You go, hold up. And I'm like, yeah, we both heard it. This will be the thing you will not forget today when you hear this.
Happened on the play. Yes, Josh Allen slipped, but it got blown up on the left side because of the pressure of Tennessee. I wonder why. Could it be because Buffalo's Pro Bowl left tackle, Taylor Lewan, was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so that's the problem. You're not good in the red zone overall.
Oh, my God.
Can we play it again, please, Shafe? You had no idea. You thought it was Josh Allen Smith. No. Listen again very carefully to Chris Broussard this morning on FS1 television explaining why Josh Allen's fourth down sneak did not work.
Happened on the play. Yes, Josh Allen Smith or Josh Allen slip, but it got blown up on the left side because of the pressure of Tennessee. I wonder why. Could it be because Buffalo's Pro Bowl left tackle, Taylor Lewan, was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so that's the problem. You're not good in the red zone overall.
Hashtag Scott's Tots.
Tots and pears.
I don't even know. They couldn't cut him off? Yeah. Somebody couldn't go in the IFB in his ear and be like, Chris, Lewan plays for the Titans. Lewan plays for the Titans. There's not a backup left tackle in there.
Now, y'all know I flubbed some stuff before.
Yeah, but your stuff's just, you get tongue-tied. And I get it, and we all have that. That's just, we just have fun with that because we're super petty on this show.
It's like somebody, like he didn't, again. You know what? I'll let y'all respond.
Roy Ayers Jr.
Yeah. That was Robert Ayers.
He had our homie, Rob Ayers, VFL, come on his show and call him Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers Jr.
That literally, did this dude just did this?
Yes.
This dude just did this.
I can't hear that enough.
Did.
Chris Broussard. Works at Fox. He and Rob Parker are both really, really good dudes. They're nice guys. This is something that you wouldn't know unless you have talked to people out there. But, I mean, the producers that I work with on the weekends, I'm blessed to work with those guys. They aren't paid very well. I mean, they're not hosts. They're not in front of the microphones. So they're working hard for a little bit less money, right? And there will be hosts that will big time them and come in and never even look in their direction, expect them to do the job, never ask about them. And I've always heard Chris Broussard and Rob Parker will ask about their families, come in, bring them stuff, just come in and ask them about their day. Really, really kind guys. That said, just like Marcus Mariota was a great dude, I wouldn't want him to necessarily run my multi-billion-dollar football organization on the field as a starting quarterback.
All right, he is a former defensive end in the NFL. Played for a few teams, Denver, the New York Giants, Tampa Bay. Roy Ayers Jr., welcome to the Eye Couple, brother.
Robert.
I'm sorry. Roy. Right, Roy. I'm sorry. Roy is the great jazz musician. Robert Ayers Jr., my bad, bro.
I was going to say, what? What's happening?
That's not a bad slip, though, right? To be referred to as Roy Ayers.
Well, I don't know who Roy Ayers is, so.
I guarantee you've heard some of his music.
Just bail out, Chris. Eject out of the. What he said this morning on TV. I don't know how he finished it without somebody cutting him off.
Happened on the play. Yes, Josh Allen Smith or Josh Allen slip, but it got blown up on the left side because of the pressure of Tennessee. I wonder why. Could it be because Buffalo's Pro Bowl left tackle, Taylor Lewan, was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so that's the problem. You're not good in the red zone overall.
After that, I stopped actually listening.
Dawkins, whoever that is, probably their starting left tackle if I had to bet. Considering Taylor Lewan wears the opposite jersey for the opposite team.
You done messed up, Aaron.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all see what you're up against, right? When you're looking for, like people to give you your flowers nationally, don't look for this.
So we know now that Chris Broussard didn't watch real close or knows nothing about the Titans.
Both. Somebody handed him notes this morning.
Exactly right.
Both. We all mess up.
I don't know. We all mess up, but we don't go that far, right? Like, usually somebody cuts us off. Like, I'd stop you, Mo, and be like, Mo.
Yeah. We check each other.
Because he wasn't on the set by himself.
Nah,
He was speaking to someone that had asked him a question that could have conceivably be. I mean, I know at that point you don't want to correct him because you're obviously saying, well, you're just dead wrong.
Yeah.
But you still got to, man, because the train crashed 3 times. Like, it crashed, and then it crashed again, and it crashed again. It kept going. All you needed was Curb Your Enthusiasm music underneath that.
Give me a minute. We can take care of it.
I figured that I'd said it while staring at you, so I know that you can. Let's go to Mike in Franklin. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, man. So, I go to the games often. I'm a season ticket holder, and I go to the away games. And, man, we're not organized. Like, we do the on the first downs. And that's all fun and all, man, but it's embarrassing when other teams come here and show out and they have their chance and they're like unified and together. We need to get together. We need something.
That's the self-control fan base thing right there. Again, I'll say this too. Nashville is a melting pot now. Okay, a lot of people will hear from other cities. We know that to be true, but this is also true too. If a ticket is high, it's going to be a lot of people that elect to sell those tickets for capitalism. Like, when it comes down to it, like, if you can make $500, a lot of people are going to elect to do that. I'm sorry to say, but that's just what it is.
Sure.
And that's buy them from them, maybe. Figure out who they are. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get where you're coming from.
On the screen right now on ESPN, their highest paid employee, Mr. Smith, Mr. A. Smith.
A. Smith.
The question is being asked, and I guess Keyshawn's also on set, says, can Derrick Henry carry Titans to a Super Bowl? So that's the question that's being asked to open up their flagship show in the morning. So that's good. That's positive. Let's go to Zach in Nashville, I think, wants to talk about Henry. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, guys. I was at the game last night. I'm actually out here with one of my buddies, big Titans fan. I'm a Bills fan. It was my first experience ever last night at a game. What a game. I want to commend the Titans fans, just a great bunch of people, and also put some respect on Derrick Henry's name because, I've watched him on TV forever, and, man, seeing him move last night was unreal. Just the dude is something else. Y'all got a special player. I don't know. I think we'll see each other again, maybe in the playoffs. But go Bills! It's a good game last night, and Derrick Henry's special. Y'all have a good one. Go Vols!
There's no question he is. Did you say go Vols at the end of that?
He ain't wrong.
Rick in Brentwood. Go ahead, Rick. Rick, you there?
Rick.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Go
How
ahead.
y'all doing?
Yeah, we're good, man.
Hey, listen, you got, if there's 58% Bills fans there, it's not because of the sellers, it's because of the buyers. I mean, people have tickets. They can do whatever they want with them. They put the money up. I have 4 season tickets. I invested a lot of money when they first went on sale 25 years ago or whenever it was. And I was at the game, but I had 2 tickets I didn't sell. Somebody bought those tickets. I don't know who they were. I don't care who they were. It could have been Titans fans. So these people that complain about the sellers being villains, it's not the sellers the problem. It's the people buying. If Titans fans want Titans fans there at the game, then buy the tickets and go to the game. And don't let the Bills fans buy those tickets. It's just people want you to buy the PSLs, and then they want to capitalize and pay face value when you're the one who's invested the money.
I mean, yeah, you can do what you want, but if you're buying tickets to go to the Titans game, those that are upset want you to go to the game with your tickets. If you're trying to make money, what's different than going to buy 5 PS5s when you don't even need one because you've never played a video game in your life, but you just want to cash in and sell them for $1,100 to make sure that the people that could only buy them at face price will never be able to buy them. Like, I don't know the argument. Yeah, like you can't control who buys the tickets really because you don't really know on StubHub or wherever you might be trying to move them.
Actually.
Who's actually buying the tickets. Like the deal is like, yeah, you can do what you want with them, but you might be vilified a little bit because fans want you to wear your Titans colors and go to Nissan Stadium with the tickets that you purchase. That would be my argument. Maybe I'm off base somewhere.
The realest thing he said, though, is you can't tell people what to do with their tickets.
Agreed. I mean, that's,
you
can't tell them what to do, but you can say, I wish everybody that bought tickets would actually go.
Yeah.
I mean, the Predators tried to do it. I mean, the Predators do a really good job of making sure that opposing fans can't get tickets in Bridgestone Arena because they want it to be a certain kind of atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's easier to control, I think, in that environment, but it's not wrong to say you wish that the whole stadium was full of your fans.
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Right.
Absolutely. Send them to the nosebleeds.
Emily Proud, WKRN, will join us on the other side. JMart and Ramon, 104.5 The Zone.
The Falls have a Saturday night SEC date with Alabama. And I know at least one person who's calling for an upset.
Hey, yo! Falls fans! Go Vols!
Kickoff is Saturday at 6 on your home for the Vols and SEC 104.5 The Zone.
Guys, listen up. If you've been struggling with ED, there's great news out there. Finally, a treatment for ED. It does not require pills, injections, or surgery. It's a medical breakthrough, and it's a medical breakthrough that goes through Hillside Medical Clinic. And Andrew joins us this morning to tell you more about it. Good morning, Andrew.
Hey, good morning. That's right, guys. If you're out there struggling with erectile dysfunction, you are hating the pill. That is normal. Hillside Medical Clinic uses wave therapy. And get this, with pressure waves, it opens up and regrows blood vessels. It improves circulation enough, and we've helped so many guys get rid of the erectile dysfunction and turn back the clock in the bedroom.
Now, this form of treatment, it's been studied extensively and proven to be extremely effective in the treatment of ED for all ages. And Andrew, I know that it's a really good value, and there's also a little gift that comes along with this if people call you today.
That's right. If you're struggling with ED, pick up the phone and call us now. You'll qualify for the assessment exam and blood flow ultrasound free. We'll also give you, yes, a gift that produces powerful results in the bedroom. You'll love it.
It's a $500 value, all free. Call now, Hillside Medical Clinic, 615-576-5000, 615-576-5000. Hillside Medical Clinic, 615-576-5000.
What would you do with an extra $350 every month? Maybe buy a car or start paying down the credit cards. Apply for your easy refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com.
The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Sign up today at BetMGM and enjoy the thrill of victory on your very first bet. What's up, guys? It's Lucas Panzica from the Buck Rising Show and Blaine and Mickey. The king of sportsbooks welcomes you to Showtime with a special offer on pro basketball. Simply place a $10 moneyline wager on any game. If either team hits a three-pointer in the game, you'll win $200 in free bets regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code LUCAS200 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Enjoy basketball like never before with BetMGM's live betting options, boosted odds specials, and daily promotions at your fingertips all season long. Download the app or go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code LUCAS200 to win $200 in free bets if a three-pointer is made in the game you wager on. Nothing beats a W at BetMGM. New customer offer, paid in free bets, must be 21 years or older, must be in Tennessee to bet. Visit BetMGM.com for a full list of terms and conditions. For problem gambling support, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Meet Patrick Peterson, owner of a Nashville coffee shop. Business was normal until a coffee critic called it the best specialty coffee in the country. It was time to scale up. So he turned to his American Express Blue Business Cash Card, which lets him earn 2% cash back on his business purchases for the first $50,000 spent and 1% after that. Now Patrick has some
A little finger roll. 1-7. And the Titans are back in front.
Titans radio last night. Titans winning 34-31 over the Bills. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Two Rivers Ford teaming up with the American Cancer Society to help raise money to fight breast cancer through Matthew Barker's Real Men Wear Pink campaign. Goal is to raise $25,000. We're going to help out. We're going to broadcast live tomorrow morning at Two Rivers 4. I think 3HL is going to do it tomorrow afternoon as well to help raise money for this great cause. Go to our Twitter page at JMart and Ramon to find the link and donate. Help Ramon and our show raise more money than Dawn and 3HL. That's the goal, but we want them to raise just $1 less than we do. That way everybody has raised the maximum amount of money here.
Take that.
UT versus Auburn there.
Hey, taking us.
WKRN's Emily Proud is on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline. Emily, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing well. So explain why you went viral last night on Twitter.
I knew you guys were going to bring that up.
Of course we were.
No, so apparently just tweeting out the official attendance for last night was cause for concern for all the people on Twitter that I would say that not really the type of Twitter community that I really hang that much with, but I got to become a part of them. Guys like Total Frat Move and Barstool and all of those guys decided to share the record the attendance because it came out to be exactly 69,419, which if your brain immediately goes in the gutter, that's close to 69 and 420. So that was fun.
I actually had to stop and think about that.
I took over my Twitter account in the third quarter, and I had no use of it afterwards. I was hoping to engage with people down the stretch or after the win or see what they had to say. No, just shut it down. Any notification I got was in regards to the attendance.
Wow.
This is good. The child of me is laughing so hard right now.
Oh, that's all of you.
That's me.
Hey, I got to give Schaefer credit, though. Schaefer said he didn't think of it.
I didn't either. If you weren't, I'm sure, but on Zone TV right now, if you saw my face as you were doing that, I'm like, what is Fortnite? Yeah, what am I missing?
I
here?
retweeted the number out last night.
Look at that. A dad has made you more mature. I like it.
Well, thank you. Yes.
Not me.
I retweeted the number out last night, just helping Emily out, knowing she was going to be on the show today. Never even thought about it. I wake up this morning, and Emily's just all these replies and responses to her, and I'm like, oh, bless your heart.
Man.
2.2 million engagements. I mean, that's
what?
Nuts. Yeah.
Yes.
This is what's wrong with society, Emily. Not that you should be getting 2.2 million engagements, but not for stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
It was a fun night for sure.
Everybody's asking, who was the one person? Who are you?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean there were a lot of election jokes as well, like this is why you show up to the polls, or this is proof that one person can make a difference. I mean, it was pretty funny. I mean, it was comical.
Let's go.
I saw that one person make a difference thing, and I didn't know what it meant. I'm just like, I feel like the oldest human being on earth right now, so that's no good. Titans won, Emily.
Yeah, I heard.
I shook right there for a second. Talk about Derrick Henry last night and just what he continues to do. Before we start talking about injuries and all that kind of stuff, it was a huge win, but Derrick Henry, at some point you're just like, all right, dude, you just do you. We're just going to sit back and enjoy this.
Yeah, it's just nuts. I think I had a hit earlier in the week on Monday, and I said something along the lines of, guys, every week I go back and forth. Am I talking about Derrick Henry too much? Am I not talking about Derrick Henry enough? But when he continues to do stuff like this, I mean, you got to step back and appreciate it. And I think that's what, we as the Titans media and Titans fans have decided to do as well, because you kind of went through a phase where, I don't know, maybe you could say that there's a little bit of exhaustion just because it was like, oh, yeah, Derrick Henry again. Oh, story of the game was Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. But then I think we've gotten to the point where now it's like, okay, let's just collectively decide to appreciate the heck out of this, because it is so incredibly unique what he's doing. And it's not just the 76-yard touchdown run, because I was in the building for the 99-yard touchdown run too, and that was absolutely nuts. And he does crazy stuff like that where, a human being of that size should not move that quickly. And you got to appreciate it. And then you look at, Micah Hyde, that we call it a business decision when you decide whether or not you want to stand in the way of Derrick Henry and where he's trying to go, and give the poor man some credit. He stood there and took it, but it's just another reminder of all the different things that Derrick Henry does well. He's so many different running backs put into one. He's incredibly fast. He's incredibly strong and can move bodies and move piles. And I can't remember. I think it was the 4-yard touchdown run earlier in the game that he just carried Bills into the end zone with him, almost reminiscent of A.J. Brown against the Ravens last year. I mean, it's just so many things that he can do, but I got to go back. The most impressive thing that Derrick Henry does is he's always there. You look at all the injuries across the NFL, guys like Nick Chubb, who was out last week. I mean, Christian McCaffrey can't stay on the field, and Derrick Henry is always there. He continues to not just do these ridiculous things, and there's a million records. I could throw 50 numbers at you that would make your eyes go wide, but it's the fact that he continues to do it and doesn't get injured, especially when you see the guys dropping like flies around him. His availability is his most impressive skill.
When you look at this team, I mean, they won a big game on Monday night in front of the world to see. But there were some injuries, Emily, that kind of, they need to answer these fill-ins real quick. What do you take from Farley and just others who just now have season-ending injuries? Was it Cam Batson and Farley right now, 2 ACLs?
Yeah, and I'll put Farley kind of an island on him by his own because, you want to talk about if this is some sort of pattern. I know that people like to bring up what's going on with the strength and conditioning program with soft tissue injuries. And obviously an ACL is a freak accident, and has nothing, there are things that you can do. There are mobility workouts that you can do. I'm sure you know this, Moan. Like there's certain things that you do to help build the strength around your knee and all the muscles around it. As a former women's soccer player, I mean, we tore ACLs like they were nothing. So there is stuff that you can do, but ultimately it's, with Cam Batson, you thought it was non-contact. It was before he even made contact on that kick return. And so it is a freak accident. But when it comes to Caleb Farley, when this is his second ACL, when he dealt with the back issue, when he came into the draft with all of these concerns, I think there was an Athletic article where one unnamed source or a general manager or somebody that helped with drafts for a team said that his injury history was just awful. His report was made him untouchable.
Yep.
And so with Farley, yes, it is a freak accident, and ACL is like that. But because he has the history, it stinks. But the conversation is going to be about John Robinson missing on 2 first-round picks back-to-back. And so with Farley, he's on an island when it comes to the injury conversation with him. But I think headed into the game, Kim Smith with the Titans showed me this graphic that said that the Titans had the worst injury luck of any team in the NFL before the game. And then 5 guys go out in the middle of the game. Yeah. Out. There's guys that, get banged up a little bit here and there and are deemed questionable but come back in. 5 guys ruled out in the middle of the game. I haven't seen that in a very long time. It was one of those things, you're in the press box, you're taking notes, you're watching the game, and the guy comes up on the speaker and goes, number 77 has been ruled out with a concussion, and number 35 has been ruled out with a foot. And so it's all of these things that it's very unique, and I don't know how this continues to happen with the Titans, and that's why they call it injury luck, because a lot of it is luck. And coincidentally, the Bills have the best injury luck headed into that game. So it's funny how things work out like that.
Well, that's the only luck they had, Emily, since they lost the game anyway, despite all of what you just said. As it relates to Farley, I'm trying to figure out, is it fair to go after John Robinson about it because it didn't work out? Because if it works out, we're not talking about it. He picks Jeff Simmons, it works out. We're not talking about John Robinson in that way. Caleb Farley, all sorts of red flags. The whoever it was from one executive with the teams that said his medicals were terrible. I think that was the actual word that was used in that piece in The Athletic from Mike Sando. And so now it doesn't work, and it's not even the same ACL. It's the other leg. So now he's had both ACLs ripped, back surgery, missed 2020 from COVID, comes back. He didn't look great. He was getting maybe a little better right before he got hurt, but he didn't look great early in that game at all. Now he's set back for another year. So is it fair to criticize John Robinson for taking a risk that doesn't pay off Because if it had paid off, we wouldn't be talking about it, and there have been risks he's taken that have.
Absolutely, it's fair. I mean, it's the same thing as winning masks all problems. The Titans have done a good job, getting it done, except, of course, against the Jets and the Cardinals. But they've won games despite a lot of issues that we've continually pointed out. And there has been a lot of negativity surrounding this team, despite the fact that they've won 4 games, because winning masks all problems. And and you don't have to think about all of these issues they're getting it done, Obviously, it's our job to bring up those problems and to talk about the injuries the day after an exciting win and what happens next and that sort of thing. So I absolutely think it is fair. It stinks because it's a gamble, and that's, so much of what the draft is. But it's one thing to be like, well, hindsight's 20/20. They didn't know that he was going to get injured. But there's so many signs pointing towards that, and it was a huge gamble, and it was what everybody feared on draft night. It's what everybody feared afterwards, and you saw the press conference with Caleb Farley after he was drafted. I would say 80% of the questions were about his injury and is he going to be ready to go. And so it wasn't, the thing with Isaiah Wilson, you never, the night of, we're like, do you have some personality red flags? Are you going to ditch this team? Are you going to get a DUI in training camp? Are you going to jump off a building? Like those weren't the questions. There weren't red flags when it comes to that. I mean, maybe there were behind closed doors, and that's easy to say now, but the red flags with Caleb Farley were obvious and were a huge topic of conversation. And so when you're proved right, and it's 2 straight years missing on first-round picks, and I understand the Titans have been drafting much further back in their first-round picks recently because they've been winning, but it's tough. And I think it's absolutely fair to bring John Robinson in this conversation. It stinks, but it's fair.
So last night, though, with the win, the Titans were up against a lot. I mean, this team has been fire hot too, Emily, but the rush up front, it looked like a switch was turned on. Number one, having all hands on deck up front, but between David Long Jr. and the front defensive line, they had a night. I mean, Harold Landry did what he was supposed to do, what he's been doing all year, but what did you see from them last night, Emily?
Yeah, I mean, this defense is the epitome of bend but don't break. I mean, the stops that they made when it counted, 3 red zone stops, obviously the game winner on 4th down. This defense does a really good job of not letting, the losses and the little losses, in the middle of the field really affect them when it comes, down to the important part, which is the red zone and making sure you're holding this team to field goals. But yeah, I mean, you got to give a shout out to Danico Autry. I think he had 7 quarterback pressures. He was all over Josh Allen. And although the Bills have a lot of different pieces on that offense that could hurt them, and he spread the ball around quite a bit. Emmanuel Sanders getting involved, Cole Beasley getting involved, Dawson Knox. I mean, Stephon Diggs, obviously there's a lot of weapons. So it's not as simple as that kind of, I would say, the Bill Belichick school of thought, where if you just shut down one person, then you should be good to go. But it generally helps when you're able to shut down a quarterback and make his life difficult. But I think something that is kind of the not as talked about part of that game too is that they were able to really contain Josh Allen's running ability too. You saw him just slice up the Chiefs this past weekend, and the Titans did a really good job. And they've struggled against quarterbacks who are able to run so far this season. And so that was really good to see that they made a point of not allowing that to be part of Josh Allen's game.
One more on the way out. Chiefs are up next. There, a lot of people seem to be off of that train. I'm not off of it yet. I know that, the defense has struggled in years past, and they've ended up in the Super Bowl more often than they haven't with Patrick Mahomes. How do you feel about the Titans, knowing the injury situation right now, knowing what they're not going to have on the back end, dealing with another, high-octane offense that likes to throw the football?
I don't know. Do you know?
No, of course not. That's why I'm asking you.
That's the problem with it. I know, but that's the thing. That's the craziness with this team is, we were talking about it before the game. Like, think about all of these injuries. I mean, this guy's out, this guy's out, this guy's out. And then you have A.J. Brown questionable with an illness. Is he going to play? I mean, it's crazy. But then, all week long we've been going back to last year's Tuesday game and they were missing so many guys because of COVID. They never practiced. This team, And, fair or not, the standard that they've set among, the media and fans is that they can't make excuses, right? They've been able to overcome just absolutely nightmare scenarios. I would say that this is definitely one of them too. When you have a leader of your team be carted off because he's not moving for, that felt like 20 minutes. It was probably just 4 minutes that Taylor Lewan was down on the ground. But when you have that happen to you, but the team is still able to rally around it, they're missing so many other little pieces. I don't know how many cornerbacks are even left on this team right now. I don't know if it's a situation where you can go out and bring one in this week and say, hey, ready to play against the Chiefs? Let's go for it. But that's the thing about this team is that you never know. And I know that it's kind of the Titans' MO to have a letdown game, as everybody says, but also losing to the Chiefs, I don't know if that's really a letdown. No, they're a really good team. I know the letdown would probably be losing to the Colts the next week, but you never know with this team. And as much as you can say that their backs are against the wall, that this team never thinks that. And so it's obviously, looking at it on paper, you would say, oh my, they got no chance against these guys. They barely have enough bodies to field a team. But they don't believe it, and I think that's the most important piece.
Yeah, well, I think the letdown game may have been the Jets. Like, that's the definition of a letdown.
Yeah, no, we already got a letdown game. Yep.
Yeah, so maybe I don't think the Chiefs. Maybe not even the Colts because of where they are relative to the Titans in terms of the rivalry between the two. So we've retweeted your tweet.
Yep.
Emily, to help out your engagements because you clearly don't have enough yet.
No, I will say though, I felt kind of cool when Twitter notified me, hey, it looks like you're getting a lot of notifications. Would you like to shut this down? So that was fun. I learned that that's a new part of Twitter. But now I can't get any notifications from people that I'm like related to. So I've shut it down pretty well. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. That tweet needs to get some more traction.
Of course, man. We got you covered, Emily. We appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That's Emily Proud. By the way, I agree with her. I think it is fair to talk about John Robinson as it relates to Farley.
Yeah.
The problem is you could have done the same thing with Jeff and he didn't get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But you drafted him with a problem as well.
Yep.
He came back and it's worked out.
I mean, you brought in a torn Ryan Tannehill from Miami. You didn't know how that was going to work. You got to commend that too.
Exactly right. When it doesn't work, we're going to talk about it. When it works, we're not going to talk about it. That becomes the issue. But that I guess goes along with the job. And I think this also. I think Isaiah going the way that went.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've had back-to-back first-round picks where you really haven't gotten any contribution.
On top of not extending the fifth-year option out to the guys that are currently on the team, too.
And I'm pretty sure all the other DBs that were selected in the first round, you can correct me if I'm wrong, all of them are playing right now and playing well.
Except for JC.
JC got hurt, but he contributed first.
Yeah.
Like he was showing out before that. That's why they brought in Gilmore. So it's going to be a topic. I'm sure they will ask Vrabel about it. If they can bring somebody in, they might need to.
I don't know if I've ever seen a depleted.
It's bad.
I'm talking about secondary like this. It was one after.
It was really hard to watch. Really hard to watch. Ooh. All right. When we come back, we're going to play that Broussard cut again. You better believe we might just play it for 5 minutes straight on a loop. No, I mean, I'm kidding.
We're taking calls to finish up, right?
Yeah, we'll take a couple calls if you want to. 615-737-1045. If you haven't had a chance to get in, if you were sitting on hold, give us a call back. 737-1045. JMart and Ramon, 1045 The Zone.
Mickey Ryan knows that there's nobody in media better on the Titans than his partner, Blaine Bishop.
It's not even a question.
And even the hitman agrees.
What?
Blaine and Mickey, today from 1 to 3 on 1045 The Zone.
The NBA is back and at DraftKings Sportsbook, an authorized sports betting partner of the NBA. The key to victory is a strong starting five, okay? New customers can bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. So why not make your roster Washington, and oh yeah, Washington, okay? DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with new same-game parlays. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. Thing about DraftKings, it's safe, secure, and reliable. And also, that means you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want it. Simply Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now using promo code WGFX and bet just $5 on any NBA team to win their game and win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code WGFX this week at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an authorized sports betting partner of the NBA. You must be 21 years or older and present in Tennessee to bet. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you're someone you know has a gambling problem and wants or honestly need help, call or text the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
When you run a business, setbacks change everything. And online, they happen fast. With your Comcast Business Internet, you can stay ahead. And now you can add Comcast Business Security Edge to make your network more secure. It helps keep your network
Taylor Lewan was injured? If he's there, maybe that doesn't happen, but he's out. So you got a second stringer that Josh Allen's trying to go behind, and you see he got destroyed. Dawkins, whoever that is. All right, so that's the problem. You're not good in the red zone overall.
Want to get away?
Grand opening, grand closing.
Man. That was Chris Broussard. So I just sent out a bit of a tweet thread, and I don't really do that. I don't know if I've ever done a tweet thread, but I did just send out a few, and I'll read this so I don't have to try and repeat it all. Here's what the Broussard cut underlies. That was Chris Broussard on FS1 this morning, and nobody stopped him. They just let him keep talking. Outside of Derrick Henry, nobody nationally pays much attention to the Titans. If you go back to Deion Sanders with Kevin Byard.
Oh, that was ugly.
I'm not saying you need to know who Nick Westbrook-Akina is.
That was cold that day.
Or many other guys. We're talking about Taylor Lewan. He's one of the biggest names on this team. And outside of Nashville and Barstool, the collective reaction is, who? And that sucks. Mm-hmm. But it's why you got to keep winning. This is what I'm tweeting. You're fighting an uphill battle. Delaney Walker wasn't entirely wrong with his comments during the offseason. Last night was big. Now you go beat Kansas City. That's a huge 2-win stretch. Now, I know it would be 3, but I'm knocking the Jaguars out in terms of people paying attention. You being the Jaguars is not going to make anybody's highlight reel. But you get a 2-win stretch, including the Bills and the Chiefs, which was your AFC championship game last year. Mm-hmm. That's big. You do it to the Colts in division and the Rams after that. You can't deny what you're seeing. And I mean, by you, I mean the Chris Broussards of the world can't deny what they're seeing. I know that offensive linemen aren't household names. No offense, Moan, but most of them are not household names.
Mm-hmm. Trent
Williams. But Taylor Lewan's the one that has a big-time following because of Bussin', because of the podcast and all the other things that he does. So hopefully this isn't coming across as anti-Titans. It's just showing how little people notice Tennessee until you make them. Yeah. Until you make them, they're going to look for a reason and do their best to ignore what you're doing nationally. I know you're going to tell me it doesn't matter what they think. It does. It does matter because the rest of the country assesses your football team based on what these people are saying. A lot of them have huge audiences, and they're misrepresenting you because of that. So I want to see that stop, and the way to make it stop is to stack dubs against everybody, the teams you should beat and the teams that people say you shouldn't beat. Facts. And you've got it in front of you. You just beat a team you should have beat, the Jags, right?
Yep.
Now you beat a team that a lot of people believe you shouldn't have beat, the Bills. Now here come the Chiefs, who've been in the last 2 Super Bowls, last 3 AFC title games. You got the Chiefs, you got the Colts. It's been you and them back and forth with a little bit of Texans sprinkled in division. And then you got the Rams. You have it all in front of you again to make sure everybody is talking about your football team a month from right now.
You control this narrative, man.
Yes.
You do, simply put, man. That's all I add because I kind of want to hear the callers on this one just to see what they got to say. But, again, I say this, go at Chris so y'all can at least let him acknowledge, like, hey, you're wrong on this one, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a bad take right there.
Well, I mean, 70,000 people and counting have now seen that video in, like, less than 45 minutes since it happened or whatever. So I'm sure he's aware of it now.
Yeah, that's cold.
Lexi is in Fairview. Lexi, go ahead. Lexi, you're up.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Cut out for a second.
That was a bad take right there.
You got to
turn your radio down. Okay, I'm going to put you on hold, Lexi. You'll hear us say this, but turn down your radio, and I'll help you out. Tony in Nashville. Tony, go ahead.
What's up, Tony?
Yeah, man. Everybody doing all right?
Yeah, we're all
big
right.
win?
Mm-hmm. Big win.
Just want to talk a little bit about Derrick Henry here. Just give me a little minute here. Is what makes Derrick Henry so unique even minimizes his injuries. I don't want to jinx him in anything. And I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Maybe they have, I just didn't hear it. What makes Derrick Henry so unique, even though he's a well-conditioned athlete, keep his body well-conditioned, he's a big man, and he's got a lot of speed, but he is a smart running back. And what I mean by that is Derrick Henry runs to daylight. two things. The only time Derrick Henry gets physical, and when he has to get physical, is when he's got to pick up 2-3 yards for a first down. So he can't avoid that. When he's got to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards to get in the end zone. When they tackle Derrick Henry, if you notice, pay attention, he's not taking on tacklers. He's dragging them or giving them a ride down. Not like Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell was a great running back by all stretch of the imagination. But when Earl Campbell ran the ball, he was looking for somebody to run over. And Derrick Henry, as big as he is, it's not that he's avoiding contact, but he runs to daylight.
All right, Tony, I got a bill on you because we're at the end of the program. I'm going to read this from Roger Sherman. Lexi, I'm sorry, we're not going to get back to your call. Please call us tomorrow. Roger Sherman of The Ringer says, for me, the best part, this is a Broussard video. For me, the best part's when he sees Deion Dawkins, who started every game for the Bills since 2017 before Josh Allen was even drafted, and says, so there's Dawkins, whoever that is. Yep, starting left tackle. For the Bills, he's been in the league for a while. Also, a little bit of a bad note for the Bills. Dawson Knox broke his hand last night. And obviously, dude from our area. So we wish him the absolute best. Buck Rising's coming up next. I guarantee you I know what he'll be talking about. Same thing with Blaine and Mickey and 3HL out at B-Dubs. They in Franklin today?
Yeah, they're in Franklin.
Out near me.
It's going to be insane today.
Out near me. Stick with us. React all day with us. Line up the phone calls. Today is your day, Titans fans. Chiefs are next, and so is Buck. 615-737-1045. Go ahead and line him up for him. I don't want to hear him talk. I want to hear you talk.
Yeah.
Call in and just spam Lucas Panzica right now. For Ramon Foster and Jonathan Schaefer, I'm Jason Martin. Man, I wish Taylor Lewan had not been injured because maybe the Bills would have won that game.
Hey, remember, Twitter fingers in your mic are always hot for good people. No, not 6 hours.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
The Titans showed the country what they can do by taking care of the Bills on Monday Night Football.
Allen tried to sneak. He got nothing, or so it appeared. They got it! They got it! They did it!